We're live. Sorry. It's okay. It's all right. Bye. Happy Easter. Welcome to Sin Bin Stream. Today we have the San Antonio Brahmas at DC Defenders UFL football action. Happy Easter, everybody. Just getting in the tags for today's game, and we'll be set and ready to go. Alright. Let's see what else. Birmingham at, okay, yeah, San Antonio. At DC live stream. Shoot, I can't remember what I all typed out. Oh, each team too, sorry. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, we are set. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. Happy Easter. Alright. If we want to look at the standings real quick here. We see that San Antonio is 0-3. DC Defenders, the only 3-0 team. Looks like we're still warming up, so no imminent kickoff yet. At Audio Field in Washington, D.C. All right, they're interviewing Jordan Teamu. He's got 5 passing touchdowns. It is the most in the UFL. All right, maybe I have a quick chance to maybe tweet. Real quick. There's the kick. Here we have the kickoff. Apologies. On the return, up the far sideline, stops short of the 20. San Antonio starts with the ball. 14:54 to go. All right, thanks for joining. Thanks for the comments. All right, San Antonio on their own 19-yard line. 1st and 10, left hash mark. In the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. He's got a back to his left. There's a snap, throws to the left for maybe a gain of 5 yards near the 24-yard line. McFarland Jr., number 41, the running back, and Jacob Harris, number 16, are the players to watch for San Antonio. On defense for the Defenders, Andre Mintz, 48, and 57, Anthony Hines. In shotgun, 2nd and 5, 14:20 as the clock rolls. 14:15, 3 seconds on the play clock. There's the snap. It's a handoff, and it is going to be stopped for a loss of 1, maybe 2. 14:05 as the clock continues to roll. 3rd down. Ow. All right, 13:50. They're still in the huddle. 13:39 in shotgun, back to pass, looking right, rolls, throws right at the 30 for a 1st down. Let's get the last few plays, get some names with the numbers here. And they're showing a replay. I gotta get the quarterback's name. Apologies. Mond. All right, 13:06. He was under center. Now he's in shotgun. Mons. From the 32, it's a handoff up the middle for a gain of maybe 3 or 4. Now they just keep pushing the pile. I guess he got another yard after that. Depends on the spot. 12:44 to go. $12:38, clock is still rolling. 12:35, they'll get in the huddle. Let's refresh a few plays for you here up on this play-by-play. Corbin for 4. Yeah, we have 2nd and 5, 12-15, 2 seconds on the play clock. In shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Back to pass, rolls to the right, throws over the middle, caught by 16. He's going to the left sideline, inside the 50, the 45, 40, out of bounds. Between the 30 and 35 at 12:03. Big play here for the Brahmas into DC territory. So good pass by Mond and good catch and run. A lot of yak for 16. They go hurry up. That's a handoff on the left hash mark. On the left sideline at about the 15-yard line. Big run. They were too busy showing multiple replays of the play as they were going two-screen, and they missed the snap right before the handoff. 1st and 10 from about the 15. They're going up-tempo again. Hurry up. There's the handoff, left side. That's going to be no gain, bringing up 2nd down and 10. $11:20, clock rolling, 2nd and 10. In shotgun. Oh, the defense jumped. This is a free play for the Brahmas, throwing deep out of the side of the end zone. That's going to be offsides on the defenders, bringing up 2nd and 5. They definitely were over before the snap and didn't get back. Jeff Heiser is the official or the ref. Free play. He took a shot, but it was out of the end zone to the side. Not the back of the end zone. Alright, after it's incomplete or a penalty, they mark it in play eventually and get the clock rolling. 10:40. In shotgun, 2 to his left and right, a back just motions to the right. Looking left, looks right, throws to the back, I think, number 41. And 1st down inside the 3 or 4 yard line here. 10:23 as the clock rolls. Brahmas going up tempo a little bit. Now they're going to huddle on 1st and goal. All right. 1st and goal from the 3. Shotgun. It's a handoff. Pushes to the 2. And maybe a gain of a yard. Under 10 to go now in the 1st quarter. $9:35 as they break the huddle. 9:30. Shotgun. It's a handoff up the middle. I don't know if it was no gain or he got pushed back. It depends on the forward progress spot coming up. But we're going to have 3rd and goal. Was not a touchdown. 9:10. Clock rolls as they huddle. Let's refresh the play-by-play for you. In shotgun, 3rd and goal, another handoff. This time they get the touchdown right up the middle. 8:45 to go, and San Antonio breaks through on their opening drive to take a 6-0 lead in DC against the undefeated Defenders. Impressive drive. Three straight runs, and they finally punch it in. Good effort by the back. I don't know if it was Corbin all 3 times or not. Yeah, 2, then -1. All right, they're going to go for 2 from the 5-yard line. Mons, number 12, in shotgun, a back to his right, a bunch 3 receiver set to his right, 1 to his left, back to pass, looks, throws to the left corner, incomplete. And that's where the drive will end with no conversion, but a 6-0 lead. It was Robbins on the 2-yard touchdown run after Corbin had 2 chances to punch it in. All right, and then after the kickoff, DC will get the ball for the first time, provided they don't fumble the kickoff. All right, what's going on Twitter? Alright. Oh, geez. Check Twitter real quick. Thanks for joining. Hope everybody had a happy Easter. And continues to have a good happy Easter tonight. Appreciate you being here. Excuse me. Alright, impressive opening drive for the Brahmas. We'll show you. I should have showed you the stats so far. Well, maybe we'll do that after the Defenders drive. 6 minutes and 15 seconds on a 81-yard, 11-play drive. First TD in first half this season. Forget the opening drive. They hadn't had a touchdown in the opening half. All right. Showing the Defenders looking at their iPads, see what went wrong on that drive. Now they're showing the coaches for each team. Here's the kick from left to right. Defenders take it at the 3-yard line on the left hash, the near hash. Right up the middle, about to the 34-yard line. Good return. So DC at home, they're wearing their all whites. And the Brahmas are that like sort of black and yellow color, similar to the Steelers, I guess. There's the kickoff, and Mickens on the return. All right, 8:40 to go. 1st and 10. Jordan Teamu under center. It's a handoff to the left. That's a gain of 3, probably, to the left side by Smith. So Briley Moore, tight end number 88, and Braylon Sanders, number 83, are the DC offense players to watch. Patton, 99, and Phillips, a corner, number 2, are the Brahmas. Yeah, Brahmas have yellow jerseys. DC's in their white helmets and jerseys and red pants. Brahmas have dark pants and dark helmets. It's a toss to number 3 around the right side. It was like an end around, and that got loss of 2, bringing up third down under 8 minutes to go. All right, let's get a refresh for the plays here. The game yesterday was pretty good at updating right away. Okay, this is pretty good. Smith for 3 and then Mickens for -2. So we should have 3rd and 9 coming up. 7:30. 3rd and 8. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. A back in shotgun to his left. Te'amu back to pass. Looks left. And he keeps it. He runs at the left hash mark. He takes a hit at the 41, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down marker. 7:08 clock rolling. 7:05 as the punt unit heads onto the field. So a good start if you're a Brahmas fan. Opening drive touchdown and a quick 3 and out for their defense. All right, 6:42 clock rolling. Here's the snap, the punt. It's down the near sideline at about the 13, taken up near the sideline, about around the 30 when he's pushed out, number 87. Come on, show the time, Fox. 6:31, and it's now the second drive for San Antonio as Fox heads to a break. And don't forget, we'll be back Friday night for the Fox game at 7 p.m. Central. Now that is pretty set. I think from now until the end of the regular season, they've got games at 7 p.m. on Friday. The Saturday-Sunday schedule varies. This was the only weekend I saw where ESPN didn't have a game, probably because they're doing basketball. And ABC only had one during the day yesterday. But, excuse me. Oh, let's get that run by Te'amu. Yeah, 7 yards. It was 4th and 2. All right, we'll take a look at, where does San Antonio get it? They say the 31. Okay. So let's take a quick look. The score, Mon to Smith. The 2-point failed, but the rushing touchdown was 2 yards by Robbins. All right, offense. Mond is 4 for 4, 53 yards. And Te'amu hasn't thrown a pass yet. McFarland, 2 catches for 18. Rushing. 18 yards rushing. He leads. The team has 23, long of 18. Te'amu leads in rushing. That's 7 yards scramble. They have 8 after a 3 and out. And nobody with more than 1 catch. 1 for 30, Jacob Harris. All right, let's get back to the play-by-play. TV's back from break. They're still doing ads, though. Jack Pardee, they're 11 seasons as NFL head coach. I didn't realize Peyton Pardee must be Jack Pardee's son. Oh, I didn't know that. Because Wade Phillips is having health issues, I believe, so I think he's taken like a leave of absence for the Brahmas. He's Jack Pardee's grandson. Okay. Yeah, I'd say Jack Pardee's getting up there. Good coach for the Oilers. Houston Oilers. All right. In shotgun from the 30 with a back to his right. 2 receivers to his left and right. Shotgun. It's actually a handoff, and that is stuffed immediately by number 50 for at least a 2-yard loss. Wow. They snuffed that out in a hurry. That play had no chance. He had no hole to hit, and he just got obliterated. Wow, he got planted. He got picked up and planted. Number 41, McFarland on the carry. That had to be a loss. They've showed the replay like 3 times already. Hopefully they're not. It said -2. It's number 50 on the Defenders. I don't... Alright, what's the call here? 6:15. The clock has stopped. I wonder if there was an injury. I couldn't tell from... Yep, we're back at commercial break. Not sure why. They didn't show the injury. They kept showing the replay so many times. Who's Powell? Who's Powell? I don't know the rosters. I don't think I've done a Brahmas game yet. Powell. Not sure. Good question though, Cody. I like the questions, the comments. Keep them coming. Is Powell? I gotta look up rosters. I'm bad. I've done a few Defenders games too, and I still can't remember other than like Jordan Teamu. Let's take a quick look. Man, yeah, I gotta get like a roster to go to their teams. Well, for San Antonio, Mon's been pretty good so far. Would be nice to know why the heck they went to commercial. I'm gonna refresh the play-by-play. I assume there was an injury. That's like the only thing it could have been. Yeah, it says TV timeout. They're going to have 2nd and 12 from the 28. That doesn't even sound right, but yeah, I guess that's right. But he got planted, McFarland. He got lifted and planted on his back into the ground. Yeah, I need water already. We're not even done with the first quarter here. Had some pizza for lunch, I think. Had too much salt. All right. 6:15, they're back. They're showing Pardee on the sideline. Oh, he is a DC wide receiver. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember his. Yeah, sorry, I don't know the DC. There's the handoff. Up the middle, between the hashes, out to about the 33, should be like 3rd and 7. We got under 5:50. Clock continues to roll. 3rd and 8. All right, come on. Can we show the on-field? They keep showing Pardee on the sideline. 5:30. In shotgun, back to pass, looks left, throws. Number 16 catches it. He's short of the first down at about the 37, so the punting unit will come on for San Antonio. Alright, under 5 to go. Clock rolling. They're still showing Pardee on the sideline. 4:47. There's the snap. There's the punt. Wow, high punt. Inside the 10, about the 8, but near the numbers. Up the left sideline. Number 12, he fumbles it. I don't know who covered it near the 30. DC thinks they got it, but that ball was up for grabs. One official said it's DC's ball. Now another one. That happened in the other game where somebody fumbled a return, a kickoff return, and Wasn't even touched. This guy, it was Roland, number 12. And he fumbled it, and lucky for him. Yeah, one guy just tackled him by the ball. Didn't even grab him at all, and that's how he lost it. But the other game, kickoff return, the guy fumbled it untouched, but luckily for him, they just missed a field goal. Why doesn't Powell sound familiar? I mean, I've done DC games before. Roland sounds familiar. All right, I got to get more water. I'm not going to be able to wait till the first quarter break. We'll be right back. So some good games again this weekend. Friday night was a bit of a blowout. I think it was close at the same halftime score and third quarter score. And then I think it was 14-10 or no, maybe 14-9. And then I think it was Michigan against who's the team that Memphis Showboats. I think it was 14-9 at the half and after 3, and then Michigan got like 13 points in the fourth to make it a 27-9 27-9 final. So that was a little bit of a blowout. You know, the score's a little deceiving because they had a chance late. You know, it was but then yesterday's game was close. 23-16, so 7 points. I forgot the score of the earlier game that I didn't watch because the week before everything was close. Like 2 1-point games, a 3-point game where the trailing team missed a game-tying field goal. They're highlighting Bryce Perkins of Michigan, Kalen Ballage. Yeah, Matt Corral, I don't know if he's going to play Friday, if that's the Friday game. He hurt his throwing shoulder, his right shoulder, last night. And then, and the other quarterback got knocked out. Or no, maybe he had the shoulder injury. Corral had a side or a hip injury. That's right. Henderson of the other had the, yeah. All right. Under center, Teamu hands off to the right, and that's a loss of 1. It looks like it's going to be closer to a loss of 2 where they spotted it. They're highlighting Jordan Teamu's career path. He's been with the Texans, Chiefs, Commanders, looked like Panthers, and I think Vikings. Fake the handoff. Roland gets it near the left numbers. He takes it out to about the 38 to bring up a third and 2. Good throw by Teamu. Good run after the catch by Roland, number 12. 3:50 as they're still huddling. 3:45. They're saying 3rd and 3. 12 seconds on the play clock as they're getting set. Let me refresh. Play by play. In shotgun, back to pass, looks right, throws, it's tipped by the Brahmas. I think the guy's mad that he didn't have a pick 6. So I think we'll have another punt by DC. Apologies, I didn't change the possession. Yeah, he stepped in front of it, got his left hand on it. That was not a good throw by Teamu. I think it was going to be behind the receiver, even if the Brahmas defender, number 15, hadn't tipped it. All right, here's the snap. High snap. Good catch by the punter. There's the punt. It's on the left numbers inside the 20. Returned by 87. He's outside to the near sideline. 30, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, Touchdown Brahmas. No flags. Matthew Sexton on a huge punt return. 80-plus yards. And the hometown fans have got to be shocked. They got to do less focus on the beer snake and start rooting for their team because they need it. Wow, what an electrifying play. Taken by the left numbers inside the 20, bounced it to the right, to his right, between the numbers and the sideline, and just blew by everybody. Punter couldn't get there. Nobody could catch him. And it's an easy touchdown for number 87 on the Brahmas. Wow. And then we had some pushing and shoving after. And okay, there was a flag. There was some pushing and shoving going on. So the touchdown will stand, but they're going to have to sort out some penalties here. Personal foul on the punt return team. I don't know if that's going to be taken on the kickoff or yeah, this is an interesting scenario here. I believe the Brahmas want to go for one. All right, let's get the refresh. I'm assuming it was 82 yards. What did they call it? Oh, okay, it'd be 83. They said from the 17. You have decent punt, but poor coverage units. All right, now they're going for two. Yeah, I was going to say, why would they go for one? All right, from the 5. Mond in the huddle with the rest of the Brahmas. They are getting set. The refs hold up the action. Make sure everybody's got a chance to sub. And now I don't know. Are we marking off the penalty? I am so confused. Are they getting the penalty? No idea what's going on. Apologies. Alright, let's turn it up. Alright, I have no idea. So they've got to go for two from the 20. Okay, they enforced the 15-yard penalty. Well, then, yeah, I guess. Okay, shotgun, back to pass. Rolls, he has to circle to get out of the pressure. Rolls to his right, dumps it off near the 20 on the sideline, and the player is tackled out of bounds around the 10. So no good on the conversion because of the 15-yard personal foul after the punt return was over. So excellent play by Sexton, and DC will get the ball as long as they don't fumble the kickoff. But wow. That was impressive. Good blocking by the Brahmas on the return. Incomplete? No, oh wait. Sorry, wrong touchdown. They're still figuring out the penalty, I think. So they'll be a little slow on the play-by-play there. All right. All right, let's go catch up on the stats here. So Mond is 5 of 5, 59 yards. Teamu 1 of 2, 9 yards. McFarland, Corbin, Robbins on the carries. McFarland with 20 on the ground for San Antonio. Yeah, it's usually pretty difficult to run the ball, at least in the first half. It seems like in most of these UFL games I've seen. Teamu leads with 7 yards. Jacob Harris, 2 catches for 36 yards, along a 30. 59 yards on 5 catches, and then just Chris Rowland, 1 for 9 so far for DC Defenders. On defense, pass breakup for Jordan Williams, Tackle for loss for Beckett and Williams. And for DC, Robertson, a tackle for loss. Also Joe Wallace and Andre Mintz. I've heard that name before. I think Mintz had a pretty good game the other game I did. Alright, now the special teams, the star of the game so far. Kirkland 1 for 18 for the Brahmas. Mickens 1 for 30. And on punt, Brad Wing 1 punt for 52. Paxton Brooks 2 for 92. Matthew Sexton 2 returns for 100 yards, a long of 83 with a touchdown. I don't know why he doesn't have a TD as an individual. They only have it as a team. And Roland 1 for 17. Oh yeah, he fumbled it, but they recovered it. Alright. So third possession, I guess, here coming up. And the ball's on the tee. First half points for the first 3 games, 15. This afternoon for San Antonio, they've already got 12. Here's the approach and the kick. Taken at about the 10, between the numbers and the near hash mark. Returned between the hashes. Tackled at about the 30-yard line. 2:37 to go. DC ball. First and 10, Jordan Teamo and company take the field. And they're interviewing Sexton, the guy who had the punt return touchdown. Yeah, I should check in on hockey playoffs when I get a break here. Yeah, I was thinking of doing ESPN Plus, but like one weekend, Max has all the games. Saturday and Sunday. All right, in shotgun. It's a handoff between the hashes. Got maybe a half a yard. Be probably second and 9. They'll probably give him a yard. 2:22 in the first. Clock rolling. Teamu 1 of 2 for 8 yards according to TV. 2:15. They're out of the huddle. 2:10, 12 seconds now on the play clock. In shotgun, another handoff. And I think it's Smith gets maybe 2 yards out to the 33. It'll be 3rd and 7, less than 2 in the opening quarter. .150. Clock continues to roll. 3rd and 7. They break the huddle. 1:40 to go. In shotgun, 3, bunch to his right. Back to pass, looking right. Throws, caught for a first down, number 83. Out to the 48, maybe the 49, depending on the spot. Big play for DC. Good job by Teamo to find the open receiver. He looked right the whole way. Mickens 3. And who else was out to the right? 83. Under a minute to go. Under center. Here's the handoff. And that's going to be no gain. Maybe a loss of 1 to the right side. 45 seconds. Clock rolling in the first. Let's get a refresh on the play-by-play real quick here. So who had that first down catch? Sanders for 15 yards, number 83. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Smith. Smith is number 4. All right. 7 seconds on the play clock. They do, and 15 on the game clock. Here's the snap from shotgun. Throws to the right sideline. Caught by Roland. Out of bounds with 9 seconds, and that's probably going to be the last play of the opening quarter. There, the clock's rolling. Yeah, number 12, Roland on the catch. They got 3, 2, 1. They'll face 3rd and 4. when we come back to start the second quarter. So, great opening 15 minutes for the San Antonio Brahmas. And terrible opening 15 minutes if you're the DC Defenders, or the fan base. Because they fumbled up kick, so they could have easily had it even worse. But luckily for the Defenders, they fell on the ball and recovered it. All right, they got the last play there, rolling 7 yards. All right, let us check the scores, or we know the drives. Oh, here's the team stats. Yeah, 84 yards, San Antonio, only 39 for DC. Penalties, 1 apiece. 5-1 first downs for San Antonio. Excuse me. Plays fairly even still. I mean, because San Antonio had a punt return for a touchdown. Red zone, 1 for 1. Slight lead in time of possession. Tackles for losses, each team has 3. All right, let's move on to the offense here. Kellen Mond, number 12, 5 for 5 for 59 yards for the Brahmas. Jordan Teamu has just threw at least 2 passes this last drive to get to 3 for 4 for 31 yards. They've been trying to establish the run early. So McFarland leads the Brahmas with 20 yards. Teamu still leads DC with 7. Smith has got 4 carries for 4 yards. In receiving, Jacob Harris, 2 for 36, a long of 30. Roland now, 2 catches for 16, a long of 9. All right, moving. Check the defense again. All right, Beckett, a tackle for loss. Jordan Williams, he had the pass breakup. 3 tackles by Tavante Beckett, number 1. 2 people with 3 tackles. Bryce Thompson, Michael Ojemudia. Both have 3. Wait, they said they had... Let me refresh this, because I thought they said they had 3 tackles for losses. No, just 2. I thought each team had 3. All right, Roberson, Wallace, and Mintz on the tackles for losses. That's it. And really the thing on the special teams is the returns by Matthew Sexton, 2 for 100, including an 83-yard touchdown. And Fox is back, so actually we'll leave it here because they'll have to refresh with the first play of the second quarter. All right, big 3rd and 4 coming up for the DC Defenders. 6 yards a play for San Antonio. Only 3.5 for DC, and I think they just picked up their first down on this drive before the end of the first happened. 3rd and 4 from the 46 of the Brahmas. They got to get to the 42. Shotgun. He looked left just on a keeper, and he slides inside the 40. Slides inside the 35, but he started his slide. That's a first down for DC to keep the drive alive. 14:45, clock still rolling. They show the coach on the sideline. 1st and 10 coming up for DC. 14:32, 14:30. Teamu under center with a back deep. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to the right side. It is stuffed for a loss of 2. Nothing doing on the ground for DC so far today. Good play recognition there by San Antonio defense. Yeah, the guy shed his blocker. It wasn't like anybody was unblocked. It's just they got off their blocks. Like somebody pulled number 79, Boss, and he briefly touched, but the guy shed the block. All right, shotgun, back to pass, looks left, throws. Wide open, 88. 10-5, walk-in touchdown. He leaps. And that is Briley Moore, 88, the tight end. So, quick strike here early in the second quarter, and DC is on the board. That had to be busted coverage because there was not a Brahmas defender within 10 yards of him. In shotgun, 88 was out. Okay, he wasn't wide. The receiver stopped short on an in, and 88 was on an out route, or a deep out, and nobody came with him. The safety had to break his coverage. Somebody, a safety and maybe a nickel, had to drop their coverage, but they couldn't recover. All right, San Antonio make that DC going for 2 from the 5 in shotgun. He has a deep back behind him. Looked like either false start or encroachment because they called the play dead. And the refs get together. They're going to decide. All right. Still discussing it. They're pointing at the Brahmas side, but I don't know for sure. Looks like there's still some discussion on what happened here. Still no call. All right, let's get the touchdown on the board here for, there it is. False start on DC, so that'll back them up. Yeah, so Moore McKinney, 39-yard touchdown from Teamu. All right, Pereira's explaining it. Like 15 came across for the Brahmas, but didn't touch anybody, and he got back, and then 70 false started. So, yeah. All right. So, still going for 2 from the 10-yard line. All right, DC, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, a back in shotgun with him to his right. Jordan Teamu, back to pass, looks, throws over the middle on the drag route, and he's tackled short at about the 7. No good. So the ball will go back to San Antonio, provided there's not a fumble on the kickoff. So we have a game again. I mean, you knew DC would wake up sooner rather than later, being as they're 3-0. And the Brahmas had kind of had not everything go their way, but pretty much in their favor. You know, they get an 83-yard punt return touchdown, but maybe DC is starting to wake up. Hopefully it'll still be a close game. Maybe the Brahmas can still get going on offense. Yeah, as Kellen Mond is 5 for 5, but only 59 yards. Teamu now 4 of 5 for 70 and 1 touchdown, but 39 of that was on the touchdown. So McFarland still, 20 yards. Teamu 16 leads defenders in rushing. Harris 36 receiving on 2 catches. So they had a punt return and a 2-yard rushing touchdown, San Antonio. 1 carry, 2 yards, Robbins. And for defenders, it was the tight end, Briley Moore McKinney, 39 yards for the touchdown. See if anything changed on defense. No, still 2 tackles for losses, 1 pass breakup. Obviously the same, 3 tackles for loss. 4 defenders because they weren't on defense just now. Alright. Pretty good day by the punters, except for the 83-yard return by the Brahmas. Let's see. Drives. So for Brahmas, really touchdown on the opening drive, punt, and then punt return touchdown. They didn't have a third drive. DC punt, and now a touchdown. All right, TV is back. We got 13:42 to go in the second quarter. Showing Teamu, and I think the backup quarterback, looking at a tablet or iPad on the bench. Now they're showing Pardee talking to number 12. That's the quarterback, Mon, for San Antonio. Still waiting for them to show the field for the kick. All right, we're ready here. Left to right, defenders kick it off. It's a low ground ball. That didn't even hit the 20. That's an illegal procedure. Yeah, that was a terrible kick. McCrane with a horrible kick. So I assume they get the ball at the 40. It's like it was kicked out of bounds. We'll see what the call is here. All 3 timeouts for both teams. And Jake Butt is interviewing Moore-Kinney, or Moore-Kinney, who caught the tuck. Briley Moore. They say Briley Moore on TV. They don't say Moore-McKinney. Briley Moore on TV and Moore-McKinney on the stupid play-by-play. All right, from the 40, 1st and 10, 2 receivers to his left, one and a tight end, 1 to his left. Shotgun, they hand it to the back, who gets no gain to the left hash mark. And it has been tough to run. Yeah, he did a front flip into the end zone on the touchdown. 13:27, interview continues, 2nd and 10. Still waiting for them. Here we go. All right. In shotgun, a back to his left, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. 13:08. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Looks right. Throws to the right sideline. Incomplete. Wasn't on the same page with the receiver. 13:03. It's 3rd and 10. They'll mark the ball and play shortly, and the clock will roll. The only time it doesn't on incompletes is under 2 minutes on each half, which keeps these games around 3 hours. Because they review so much, it seems like that it would take a lot longer than an NFL game. All right, 12:40 to go. In shotgun on 3rd and 10, 3 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap, blitz, and he picks it up and throws it to the short of the line of scrimmage, and it's a tackle for loss. 12:25 to go. Well read by the DC Defenders defense, and they're coming alive, and this is going to force a punt. Brahmas could be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, nobody picked up the blitzer, and it forced Mons to make a quick decision, and though he would, they closed the gap. I should say Mond. Yeah, Harris for -1. Under 12, there's the punt taken at about the 5 between the numbers and the sideline. Up the near sideline, it's rolling. He's out of bounds short of the 20. Probably the 17 or 18. All right, what's the clock at, guys? You took the score thing down before I could see the time. Come on, Fox, put it back up. Well, I'll refresh and get it off the TV, I guess. Awesome. Come on. That's some minor league crap. That's like what I expect out of Wolves games. They say 12:35. Freaking professional sports don't usually do that. All right, so not San Antonio's ball. They punted it away. DC ball inside of their own 20, trailing by 6. I'm going to refresh here. On the punt, they say the 17. All right. Hopefully this water carries. This is a long time we start. Yeah, the game's not even an hour old. I'm just very thirsty. All right, still a commercial. Let's see. All right, looks like we're coming back. Still doing their, their screen, their overlay breaks. Punt, TD for DC so far. All right, they said now it's the 16 in shotgun with a back in the backfield with him. 11. There's 1150. Their stupid thing is wrong. Good Lord. Shotgun handoff. No, it was a fake handoff. They throw to Roland in the flat. He gets it to the 22 for about a gain of 6. Gosh darn it. Can't believe they had the wrong time. Yeah, now they corrected it. They originally had 11:35. That was wrong. All right, clock rolling, 11:30. Handoff. It's Smith for no gain. We're going to have third down and 4. Maybe 5 if it's a loss of 1. We'll see what they call. And now we get our first shot of the beer snake in DC. All right, 11:10. Clock rolling. 3rd and 4. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. A back in shotgun with him to his right. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Looks right. Throws to the back. Smith. He's at he gets it out to the 30, and that's a first down. And maybe the 31. Good catch and run by Smith as we got 10:49. Clock rolling. .40, clock still rolling in the second quarter. They break huddle. We got another 3 receivers again to the left. The tight end switches sides with one of them. Teamu's got a back with him in shotgun to his left. 5 seconds on the play clock. Roland in motion. They fake it. Look out. Here's the blitz. And there's a sack, but we have a flag on the play as well. He was tackled on his blind side. But I wonder if this is illegal formation or maybe illegal motion or shift. No, offsides on the Brahmas. Apologies. So we'll have a 1st and 5 coming up. Teamu is 6 of 7, 84 yards and 1 TD so far in the game. 1st and 5 coming up for the home team, DC Defenders. So Smith for 9. Smith no gain. Rolling for 6 so far. Yeah, too bad. The offsides wipes out a sack. Something the Brahmas could have used. Under 10. Wow, what was all that? Teamu rolls to his right and completes it inside the 40 if he caught it and kept both feet in. Number 13. Wow. Looked like a busted play because they had a lot of motion going on and a lot of traffic in the backfield. And Teamu rolled to his right at about the numbers and threw a dart down the field between the numbers and the sideline, and he got pushed out. All right, they're going hurry up. Here's the shotgun snap and handoff to Smith. He gets about 5 to about the 34, depending on the spot. Under 9.5 to go in the first half. 9:20. 2nd and 5. Teamu in shotgun. Back to his left. 3 receivers to his left. Back to pass. Immediate pressure. Throws down the right sideline. Underthrown and caught by number 14. Wow, what a catch to come back to the ball. Teamu had to get rid of it. And good play on the ball by the receiver. Oh, that's Powell. Hey, Cody, there's his first catch. Sorry, he's number 14. I didn't realize it. He didn't have any targets yet. Back to pass, looking, throws left, and that's going to be just outside the end zone, closer to a pick. 2nd and 10 at 8:35. So let's refresh the play-by-play. I believe Powell finally got his first catch, and a great adjustment to the ball. Yeah, Powell for 22. So it must be at what, the 12-yard line? 34 minus 22? Yeah, it says the 12. All right, they are correct finally. 8:12, clock rolling. 5 seconds on the play clock. 2 to his left, 2 to his right, back to his left, shotgun. Looks left, throws to the back. Smith out of the backfield. Oh, he gets popped at the 7, maybe the 6-yard line. What a hit. Under 8 to go now. 7:53. What a shot that Smith took. And he held on to the ball. Yeah, shoulder to shoulder. He just got obliterated. Smith for 5 yards. All right, we've seen it like 3 times. Can we make sure we get the snap? I don't even know what happened. 3rd and 4. They're heading to the sideline. I assume somebody took a timeout. It's the Brahmas. 7:31. They showed that replay at least 3 times. Because it was a good, clean hit. I mean, I get it. All right, let's double check the stats. Finally, Powell with a target. Powell, 1 catch for 22 yards. Looks like we're about back, so let's get back to the play-by-play here. 7:31 to go here in the second quarter. DC on the drive, facing a 2nd and 5. I may make that a 3rd and 4 from the 6.5, I guess the 7-yard line. 3rd and 4. Shotgun back to pass, under pressure, throws. Too high for Roland in the end zone. Not much. There it is. Teamo for 5. They said 5. Okay. All right, 4th and 4. Clock is rolling. I assume the kicking unit is coming out. Teamo couldn't get set to throw that ball, and he overthrew Roland in the end zone. Roland got one hand on it. Nothing he could really do. Somebody didn't get blocked, and he came came up the gut. All right, from the left hash mark, a 24-yard attempt from number 16. Here's the kick, and it's right down the middle and good. 12-9, 6:53, I think, to go. I'll double check the time in a second. Oh, here's Abram Smith getting obliterated. He catches it. Turns. Oh wait, this is a different one. I don't know. Why don't they show the one where he just got blown up? This is stupid. Alright, San Antonio's ball, provided they don't fumble the next kickoff coming up here. Alright, let's refresh, get that field goal up on the board. There it is. McCrane. They say 25. I thought it was 24. No doubt. 10 plays, 77-yard drive. 4 minutes, 57 second use. So McCrane, I think that he was 10 of 12 going into that kick. All right. Oh, shoot, I need more water. That salty lunch. Be right back. Alright, still at commercial. Whoops. Just dragged my speaker. Apologies. Okay. Wow, thanks for everybody for joining today. On a Sunday afternoon on Easter, I wasn't sure, but seems to be interest in these spring football games here for the UFL. I appreciate everybody for joining. And thanks for clicking the like, and anybody who subscribes, you have my thanks and appreciation. Helps out the channel. Alright, we're getting all access now from the sidelines for the coaches. Should be set for the kickoff momentarily here. Alright. Blake Williams, son of Greg Williams. Well, I don't think you want that on your resume. Alright. He was a Super Bowl champ with the Saints, so that's a while ago. Alright, come on. Must have been on his father's coaching staff. Yeah, even TV says it was a 24-yarder again. I thought they lined up on the 24. Here's the approach. Here's the kick. Left to right on the screen here. Ball's taken at about the 5, the near hash mark. Returned up the middle. Now bounces to the outside and tackled at about the 27. Make that the 28, where San Antonio takes over with 6:46 to go in the first half. And obviously the second quarter. Alright, let's see if they got the kickoff return yet on the play-by-play. Oh, they could. They do. Kirkland returned it. Alright, 1st and 10. San Antonio with the ball and a 3-point lead. In shotgun. 2 to his right, 2 to his left, and a running back in the gun with him. It's a handoff to the back, up the middle. He gets it to the 35, bringing up that is McFarland. And we have like a 2nd and 2. Good carry right up the gut for the Brahmas. Under 6.5. Clock continues to roll on the run, as it does for most plays, though, until the 2-minute warning. 6:20, they're getting set. 2 receivers to his left and right, and back to his left in shotgun. Here's the snap, back to pass, throws it, swing pass to the back, and he gets it close to the 38, but I think we're going to have 3rd and inches. I don't believe he got the first down. 6 minutes. Oh, we got a flag. Hold the phone at 6 minutes. Let's see what this call is. DC doesn't like it. Might be a late hit. They only got the 1 run for 7, they say. Alright. The officials are still discussing it near the San Antonio head coach. Still waiting. They're still talking about the play. Not sure what the call is here. Still waiting. Alright, looks like the refs got it. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on DC, so that's good. Doesn't matter. It's going to be a first down now. If it wasn't on the play. So he's down, out of bounds. I think it was like a taunting penalty. He wasn't jawing at the ball carrier. He was jawing at the Brahmas sideline. Number 1 on defenders. All right. Oh, sorry. Almost missed a play. Handoff to the left. Bounces it way outside. Inside the 35. Out to maybe the 32-yard line of the defenders. Another good carry by McFarland, who's starting to feel it. 5:40 and they'll spot the clock's rolling. 1st and 10. All right, let's see if they updated with this penalty. All right, they're going quickly. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. A shotgun formation with the back to his right, in motion. Back to pass, looks right, throws to the back at the 30. Cuts it in outside to maybe the 28, and we'll have second down. So here, Mond to McFarland for 2, and then unsportsmanlike conduct, I guess, on Thompson. Yeah, Thompson. He was basically taunting John with the Brahmas sideline. I believe that's what the call was for. It wasn't with the ball carrier that he had just tackled. 4:47, 2nd and 6, 5 seconds on the play clock from the 28-yard line. It's a handoff for no gain, maybe half a yard. We're going to have 3rd and long. 4:35, clock rolling. Actually, DC has taken a timeout. San Antonio has all 3 timeouts. Nobody has used a super challenge yet. Let's try to refresh the play-by-play quickly here before this 3rd down play. All right. 3rd and 6 from about the 28-yard line. 4:05, 2 seconds on the play clock, and San Antonio will call a timeout at 4:04 of the first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts left in the first half. And again, a 3rd and 6 coming up following this timeout. Yeah, there was only they weren't ready to snap the ball, and there was 2 seconds left, so they had to burn a timeout. Yes, they've been going to McFarland in the air and on the ground this drive for the Brahmas. Good drive going, but they've run into a 3rd and 6 here. So a crucial play here to maybe help extend their lead here. As long as they don't take a sack, they could probably still salvage a field goal out of this drive, but obviously they want to pick up this 1st down or maybe even make it close and go for it on 4th down. We'll see. So far, Mond has been good. It's all short yardage stuff, though. He hasn't had a lot of long passes. 3rd and 6 in shotgun, 2 receivers to the left and right. The back out of the backfield from the right. He throws on the run. Number 5 inside the 20. Jukes inside the 15. They're going to mark him at the 15. 1st down, Brahmas. Converts a 3rd and 6. Under 4 minutes to go. He had to roll right from the right hash mark. Found number 5 at the numbers, and he juked and got another 5 yards after the catch. Good play all around. Poor tackling by the first DC defender. 3:25, clock rolling, 1st and 10, right hash mark. In shotgun, and we have a false start, I believe, on the Brahmas. So this will back them up. 3:21. 3:21 in the second. All right. 1st and 15. They averaged 10.7 penalties a game and 93 yards in a game in penalty yards. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to overcome on average every game. Here's the false start. Yeah, catch made by Stevenson for 13. He's number 5. All right, under 3 minutes, the clock is rolling. Shotgun. It's a handoff to McFarland. He gets inside the 20. They'll give him forward progress to the 18. It was a run to the right. 2:45, clock rolling. They're in no hurry. They're going to try and take the rest of the half and not give DC a chance, because I think DC will get the ball first in the second half, because San Antonio had a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. 8 seconds on the play clock. 2nd and 13 from the 18-yard line. They got to get to the 5. Shotgun. Back to pass. Pressured. Throws to the right side at the 15. Number 17 takes it down to 12-yard line. 9 seconds left before the 2-minute warning. I'm sure this is going to mean the 2-minute warning. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Yep, 12-9, 2-minute warning. Still Brahmas ball. I did the Super Bowl, and I think I will do some regular. Maybe I think I'll do preseason. Practice in the preseason. Thanks, Ken, for asking. Yeah, I think I'll do NFL in the fall. Maybe I'll do like Thursday night, because that's on Prime. So I don't know how many people get it. Then again, these are on ABC, so they should be getting it too. So, and Fox. Yeah, I think I'll see how it goes. I was hesitant to do Packers games because they're my favorite team, because I'd rather watch and cheer, but truthfully, I've gotten so sick of the announcers on all the TV networks. When I watch a game, there's usually something that annoys me. I did like, was it Kevin? I forgot his name. The guy that's with Brady now. When he was with Greg Olson, the tight end, the former tight end, I did like that pairing. But now that he's with Brady, it's just like, ugh. But yeah, I prefer. I think I might do some regular season then. You know, we'll start with maybe Packers and primetime games and see how it goes. Yeah, I could do Thursday night and Sunday night. Not sure. It depends on how many ABC. Because if I would probably have to do over the air, because if I do it on NFL Plus, I'm going to be way behind. So yeah, we'll see. See how the preseason looks. I think I'll do that. Do want to do the Hawks in the fall and select Wolves games. So yeah. All right, back to the game. Brahmas. 3rd and 7 from just inside the 13-yard line. Back to pass. Looks over the middle. Throws to the right. And we got DPI. That's going to be a 1st and goal at the 1. Because I shouldn't say that, because DPI is 15 yards. Are they going to give them half the distance to the goal? I can't remember now. All right, we got 1:55 to go. It is, in fact, confirmed by the officials. It's defensive pass interference. Obviously, it's a 1st down, but we'll see what the spot of the ball is. Let me refresh the... Yeah, still nothing on the play-by-play. He was getting turned. 17 couldn't even turn back to the ball because the guy was grabbing his left side and knocking him down. Thomas ended up tipping the ball away, but he had already turned... I can't see the guy's name. It is, in fact, at the 1, and we've already got a penalty, a pre-snap penalty, probably for a false start. Well, he put his hands up like this. What does that mean? Illegal shift? Usually that's... Yeah, I think that means illegal shift. I couldn't read his lips. Apologies. All right, we still got 1st and goal, but they're going to get backed up, presumably to the 6. All right, let's see the DPI. They refreshed it yet. Oh, too many men on the field was the last call. Oh, okay, yeah, like illegal substitution. All right. Mon, and then the DPI, yeah, 11 yards. It was on. All right, here we go. Tight end in motion. He goes back. Shotgun. It's a handoff right up the right hash mark, down to maybe the 3, maybe forward progress to the 2. 1:48. Clock is running. We'll have a 2nd and goal coming up from San Antonio. See what the call is here on 2nd and goal. They shot themselves in the foot with another penalty. 12 men in the huddle or illegal substitution, and they backed up from the 1 to the 5. Yes, they do mark it at the 3-yard line, the right hash mark. We're in shotgun. A back in. Oh, we're already offside or false start again. Another pre-snap penalty at 1:17. This might be 2nd and goal from the 8 for the Brahmas. They seem to be back in the huddle up already. They haven't shown the ref to make the call yet. And 77 is getting subbed out. Filiaga. Or Filagia. I don't know. Filiaga. All right. Can San Antonio stop making mistakes long enough to punch this in for a touchdown? Yeah, it looks like we're back at the 8, the right hash mark, in shotgun, a back to his left. The one official is holding for subs. We're still waiting. Meanwhile, Mond is now 10 of 11 for 83 yards. And we're still getting a call by the official. I have no idea what's going on. I would need to turn it up to... I don't want to put closed captioning on. It's too distracting when you're trying to call a game. All right. 2 receivers to the left. Shotgun. It's a fake handoff. No, I'm sorry. It was a handoff. I'm getting faked out. Inside the 5, I believe. Under a minute to go. Both teams with 2 timeouts still. I guess DC is just going to let the defense try to stop it. They're not worried about getting the ball back. 3rd and goal. Clock rolling. 35 seconds. They break the huddle. 33, 32, 30. 10 seconds on the play clock. In shotgun. Another handoff to the right side. He breaks a tackle. Touchdown. Number 27 for the Brahmas. What a great second effort. He had to break a shoestring tackle, regain his balance, and he punched it in. And they stick with the ground game and finally get another touchdown on the offense as they had a punt return TD. Yeah, diving tackle attempt, tripped them up. Good blocking by the receivers near the end zone, and 27 punched it in. Is that Robbins or... Apologies, I don't know the names and numbers really. This is my first Brahmas game. It doesn't say yet. All right, they are lining up for 2. Receiver in motion to the right. How is that a legal formation? Now they got 4 on the right. They throw it to the guy in motion and he drops it at the 8 behind the line of scrimmage, so no good. 3 touchdowns and no conversions for San Antonio. Only 23 seconds and 2 timeouts to work with for DC. And after giving up a 3rd and goal touchdown, DC's got to think, maybe if they get a good return, they may try to get into field goal range, but we shall see. Okay, that was Robbins for 5 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, they were at the 1 after the DPI. Then they backed up on too many men on the field. So they're back at the 6. Then a 3-yard run to the 3. Then a false start backed them up to the 8. A Robbins 3-yard run. And then on 3rd and goal from the 5, Robbins ran it into the right side. And then the 2-point pass was incomplete. And that's where we stand with 23 seconds to go in the first. Here's the kick. And it's caught at about the 12 by the left hash mark. Brought right up the left hash mark, past the 25 and 30 actually, and out to almost the 38-yard line in 17 seconds. So they got a good return. You got to think they're going to think 2 plays because they got 2 timeouts, and maybe they'll get lucky and get in field goal range. And we got another shot of the beer snake. Looks like it's gotten down to the front row. Oh, this guy's got a cool Stanley Cup beer mug. I like that. That's pretty sweet looking. All right, DC, 1st and 10. 2 timeouts. They got 2 receivers to the left and right. Teamu and shotgun. Receiver back to his right. Back to pass. Looks left. Throws high down the left sideline. The receiver comes back to it and catches it and gets out of bounds with 10 seconds. That's 83. Great play by Teamu and his receiver to hook up there. The Brahmas defender couldn't stop and come back in time. Yeah, he got 1 knee down. All right, so they're at the 32. They still have 2 timeouts. They could think about 2 plays here. They don't even need to go to the sideline. 14 catches inside the 25. 6 seconds to go. Now the time's getting short. They do have a timeout, but we got 2nd and 1. And are they going to just elect to kick the field goal here? I believe that is the call. So that was... All right, Roland had a good return out to the 38. And then Sanders made the catch for 30 yards near the left sideline. All right, from the right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And we have a whistle. I'm thinking San Antonio is icing the kicker. Or are they challenging something? All right, they're going back to the pass down the sideline, I think. Yeah, just a good stop. Come back to your receiver, and Sanders caught it, number 83. 24 couldn't get back. Oh, yeah, he had both toes on the grass. It wasn't that he put a knee down. Yeah, it was a good catch, and he went backwards, so the clock stopped. If they had 2 timeouts, they would have. All right, so it was a San Antonio. Matt McCrane's career long is 58. This will be a 42-yard attempt from the right hash mark. And San Antonio has 1 timeout. DC has 2. We only got 6 seconds and a half left. So good passes by Teamu. He put it short, which seems odd saying, but gave the receiver a chance to come back to the ball. Here's a snap, hold. Kick is good from 42. There's still 2 seconds to go in the first half, so they will have to kick it off. And they can't do an illegal procedure like kick it out of bounds or kick it short of the landing zone, because then it'd be 1st and 10 at the 40, and then maybe it's a chance for a Hail Mary. But we shall see. All right, let's get a refresh on the field goal if they have it. Oh, yeah, and that was a Powell catch for 8 yards that he went out of bounds. So, yeah, I think he's, number 14? And then there was a timeout. Yeah, they don't have the field goal up yet. So Friday night is the next game on Fox and here on Sinbin stream, and they took the teams down. Apologies. Again, 7 p.m. Central. That's the next live stream here on YouTube. Okay, still not set yet. They're showing everybody on the sideline. Okay, here's the approach. Here's the kick. It is going to be taken. Oh, they can down it. So I'm guessing they'll kneel Mond from the 35, but we'll see. Again, San Antonio had the opening kickoff, and on their opening drive, they got a touchdown. So it will be DC's ball. So an important field goal there to cut the 9-point lead down to 6 before half, and they get the ball in the second half so they could get a chance at a double up, which is what I try to do in Tecmo Super Bowl. If you like retro video games, going to be playing a lot of that here. Okay, they are in the kneel down formation, so that will be the halftime, and there it is. All right, so halftime is usually about 12 minutes, so it's 5:35 p.m. Central. This game should resume about 5:47 p.m. Central. I will put up some stats at the halftime while I go take a quick break. And then I'll return. Maybe we'll go over. Whoops, what did I just do? Then I'll go over some NHL scores. Again, DC's ball. They're receiving the second half kickoff. All right, let's go. Whoops. Come on. Summary. Oh yeah, here's the drives. All right, here we'll put the stats up. Let's see if they got 30 minutes yet. Now let's refresh. Trying to see if the time of possession was refreshed. Now it looks like it. Yeah, that's a minute. That makes Okay, there's the halftime stats. I'll be right back. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Alright, we are back. Thanks so much for joining me. Happy Easter. Friday night, Sunday night are usually good. Wasn't sure about Sunday afternoon, but I'm pleased to see so many views. Helps out the channel. I really appreciate it. Alright, for the numbers, if you didn't get a chance to look them over, DC ahead in total yards, 195 to 143. 10 to 8 first downs in favor of San Antonio. Both teams have 5 penalties. Yeah, the half was probably about 90 minutes. I forgot what time exactly they kicked off. It was definitely after 4:05, probably like 4:07. So I think it was about 90 minutes then. All right, third downs. 4 for 6 San Antonio, 3 for 6 DC. Total plays, pretty even. Again, San Antonio had a punt return touchdown, so that factors into that. 2 for 2 on red zone trips, and both touchdowns, plus the punt return touchdown for San Antonio. Slight edge in time of possession. No turnovers. Yeah, DC fumbled, but that was on a kickoff return, and they covered it. 2 tackles for losses for San Antonio and 4 for DC. Okay, they corrected that because at one point they showed 3 each. I'm like, well, that's wrong somewhere on their stats. All right, let's look at the offensive numbers. Oh, they're showing the highlights from their Friday night game. Yeah, 27-9 Michigan over Memphis. And then the early game, St. Louis lost to Arlington. Looks like they had a fumble return. Oh yeah, I think the quarterback got injured on that play. And yeah. Oh, and they had a long pick return. Arlington had. I do like that color uniform that Arlington has. That may have to be my team. I really like that color. It kind of looks like North Carolina blue a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately Henderson for the Roughnecks hurt his right shoulder on a hit, his throwing shoulder, and then Corral got hurt for Birmingham. He took a shot to his right ribs or hip. So they're showing the highlights of that. Birmingham won 23-16. Yeah, the Arlington won the other game. All right. So Mon today is 10 of 11 for 84 yards. Teamu 11 for 14, 175 and a touchdown. McFarland leads the way, rushing for 44 yards. 18 was the long, 59 as a team for the Brahmas. Teamu leads defenders 16 yards, a 9-yard long. 20 total as a team. 2 rushing TD. So despite McFarland leading in yards, we got 2 rushing TDs for Aiden Robbins. Aiden Robbins, number 27. Him, and then the punt return. That's their highlights. So one passing TD for DC. Then wait, what the heck was the other? Oh, 2 field goals. Apologies. 1 touchdown, 2 field goals for DC. 3 touchdowns, no conversions converted for San Antonio. That's how the 6-point margin came about in the first half. All right, now get to the receiving numbers. Harris, 35 yards on 3 catches. McFarland, 14 yards, 3 catches. And for DC, Sanders, 2 for 45. Briley Moore for one touchdown. It was a 39-yard catch. Cornell Powell, number 14, has 2 catches, 30 yards. That was his only 2 targets. 175 on 11 catches. All right, and then again, I think the defense we've shown you. 2 tackles for losses for San Antonio. 1 pass breakup. Sorry, just looking at something on screen. 4 tackles for losses for DC. And then the special teams numbers, that's where the other score came from. 2 field goals for Matt McCrane, the long of 42. No field goals for the Brahmas. As I told you, 3 touchdowns, no conversions made. All right, Kirkland, 2 returns for 41 for the Brahmas. Rowland, 2 for 45. And Jaden Mickens, 1 for 30 for the DC kick returns. Punting, good job by the punters, 2 punts each. 1 inside the 20, and a 57-yarder for Brad Wing. Matthew Sexton, the highlight, 2 for 100, including an 83-yard punt return, which is the margin right now. And they're showing some team stats, that I've already gone through. Then Roland, 2 for 28. All right. Here's the drives, touchdown, punt. They had a punt return touchdown, in between their second and third drive. Touchdown, end of half. And for the defenders, punt, touchdown, field goal. So let's just put the scoring plays up there while we wait for the second half. And let's take a quick look at, what did I do? Okay. That's fine. Let's take a quick look around the NHL, shall we? No, I don't want your bracket challenge. Thanks. Used to be easier just to get to the scores. Okay, in case you didn't see it last night, Jets beat the Blues. They added an empty netter at 5-3 win at home to take a 1-0 series lead. And in Dallas, Avalanche up big 5-1. Yay. Kind of hate the Blues, kind of hate the Stars, hate the Blues. I won't say kind of as a Blackhawks fan. All right. Tonight, yet to face later tonight, Senators at Maple Leafs at 6 and Wild at Golden Knights at 9. That's ESPN2 and ESPN. Earlier today, Hurricanes at home beat the Devils 4-1. And tomorrow, we got Canadiens Capitals Game 1, Blues Jets Game 2, Avalanche Stars Game 2, Oilers Kings Game 1. So ESPN 6 and 8:30. Like that's not going to start before 8:52, maybe. And what are they going to do if it actually goes overtime? And then 6:30 our time, 6:30 at 9 on the Deuce. Does anybody call it the Deuce? That's an old school reference, but I still do. All right, yeah, I would love to do playoff hockey, but I don't know, what is it, $10 a month if you pay for the year, I think, for ESPN Plus. And they're going to have that app launched later in the year, I believe, too. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. And that's what stinks is that Max, via the TBS, and they have, and they're not cheap. So I think we're getting set. We'll get ready for the second half. I think what I'll do in the fall is maybe, I'll commit to Packers, and then if there's other games on, maybe I'll put it up for a vote as to what game people would want covered, something like that. But we'll see. Oops. All right, we're getting set for the second half here. Should be the kickoff in a matter of a minute. Put 15 minutes on the board for the third. Leave this up. We'll see how soon they refresh the play-by-play here in the second. All right, we'll take that down. We can go show the scoring plays or the standings another time. All right, good. Internet's been solid today. No drop frames in OBS, so we're good to go. All right, showing Pardee on the San Antonio sideline again. All right, there's the kick. Apologies. Taken at about the 3 between the hash marks, out near the 30 for DC as he got spun around. 14:54 to go in the third. Good return. I think that was number 12. I think it was Roland. I'll have to double check. All right, DC in their white or like camo helmets, and the white jerseys, red pants, white socks, red shoes, red numbers and names, red logo, red stripes. They are going right to left. The Brahmas are in those yellow jerseys and like black pants with the yellow stripes, yellow socks, black helmets, yellow logo. Handoff in between the hash marks out to the 35. It's Smith bringing up a 2nd and 4. Good carry. Yeah, slow start for the DC offense, but they've cashed in with scoring drives on their next three. Their first two, they had 2 punts, and I think they were 3 and out. All right, 14-25, snap, handoff to the left side. It's Smith by the numbers to past midfield, actually, into San Antonio territory, and that is another first down for DC. Powerful running by Smith, good blocking. Yeah, good block by the receiver downfield, too, to help spring him further. Handoff again to Smith, and why not? And he stopped at the 50. He may have lost a half yard. Probably will give him no gain. Under 14 now to go. And they're doing the body cam image for him. Adrian Smith on that last one. No, probably the big gainer before that. Yeah, -1. 13-35 in shotgun with a back. Fake the handoff. Rolls a little to the right. Throws to the right sideline. Caught by Roland and out of bounds for a first down. Number 12. The main target seems like. Smith had 9 yards the first half, 21 already here in the second half, only on 3 carries. In shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, a back to his left, 1 receiver to the right. Shotgun looks right, throws down the sideline. What? Oh, I thought he caught it. He tried to bring it in. It was Sanders, and it got knocked away as he went to the ground. I thought he had an incredible catch, but it looks like it could have been a good play by the Brahmas defender. 12:53 as they spot the ball in play. And we get a helmet cam of a guy dangling his mouthpiece in our face. 12:42. In motion is the tight end, 88. Shotgun. It's a handoff. No, it's a keeper by Jordan Teamu, who bowls his way to the 25. Camera got faked out. I got faked out. Not going to lie. All right, under 12 and a half to go in the third quarter. From the right hash mark, they faked a handoff to 25. Teamu ran to the left hash mark and just took the hit at the 25. He didn't slide. 12:09. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and a back to it in shotgun with him to the right. It is a handoff. Nope, a fake handoff. Sorry. Pass to the 20. On the numbers, it is Powell, but we do have a flag, so this might be coming back. It is holding on DC, so they'll have a 1st and 20 back at about the 35-yard line should be. Under 12 to go. There's the most recent plays for this drive. Good opening drive to the second half for DC. Clock is now rolling. 11:50. In shotgun. Receiver to his left. 2 to his right. He's got a tight end, and then the back is with him in the shotgun. They fake the end around to the and now he rolls to the right, inside the 40, the 35, and to the 30. So about a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 30. 11:33 as he went out of bounds, and they'll mark it, and the clock continues to roll. Good scamper for 5 yards there by Teamu. And look at that, play-by-play right on top of it. All right, 11:20. They're still in the huddle. They're calling it 2nd and 13, so that sounds like a gain of 7. Let's see where the ball is. I thought he got to the 30. Must have been the 28. 4 seconds, 3 seconds on the play clock. In shotgun, they just get it off. Back to pass, looks, throws over the middle, caught for a first down to number 33 at about the 14-yard line. Low throw. And a good job by the receiver to get his arms under it. All right, looks like they're trying to go a little bit up-tempo. 10:45 as they bark out the call. Under the center right now. No, he's getting back into shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, a back to his right with him in shotgun, a receiver to the right. There's the handoff up the middle, inside the 10, down to about the 7 at the left hash mark, number 25. And that should be about a 2nd and 2. Maybe, no, sorry. 2nd and 3. Apologies. 10-13. Clock continues to roll. Shotgun. Here's the snap. It's a keeper. He faked the handoff. Te'amu walks it in for a touchdown and a tie game. Opening drive touchdown ties the game up for DC at 10:06 to go in the third. Good fake handoff. Again, I guess I'm not the judge because I get faked easily. 10:06 to go. Solid opening drive. Ran the ball well. Te'amu threw the ball well. And he gets... Okay. So that was... Yeah, just outside the right hash mark. I don't even think he was touched. So Jackson had that 7-yard run, making the 2nd and 3. And then Te'amu took it the rest of the way. All right, from the 5, they're going for 2. Here's the snap. Fakes a handoff. Looks to the right. Throws in the end zone. Deflected, but we've got a flag on the play. So there might be another attempt. Yeah, so Te'amu, 7-yard rushing touchdown. What's the call? I'm assuming it's DPI. But Te'amu's headed to the sideline. It was OPI, and it was incomplete, so declined. No good. We're still tied. Looks like Powell's arguing. I'm assuming he was the one that got called for it. All right, Jordan Te'amu on a keeper after a fake handoff. Rushed it in from 7 yards out. And we now have a tie game with just over, 25 minutes to go. 10:06 to go in the third. Great drive by Abram Smith and Jordan Te'amu. All right, so no hockey games in progress right now. Oh, yeah, when do the Wolves... I doubt any of theirs are going to be on TV. It's probably all going to be on that Flow Hockey for the playoffs. And man, that's expensive too. It's like $30 a month. Like for minor league hockey? Are you kidding me? Like, let me just buy it for one team and give you like $10 a month or something. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I could pay less than that and watch all of the NHL, I think. Like, who would... I don't get it. Unless I misread it or unless they've lowered it, which I doubt. But yeah, just trying to do sports that are free over the air. Not really interested in baseball. And not really interested in basketball. Football is my first love, and hockey's getting there. And it was nice to have the Blackhawks free over the air TV today. Never thought this year. I never thought it would be. I'd say that in my lifetime. When I grew up, they didn't even broadcast the home games anywhere. So if you had cable, you could watch half the season because you'd get the road games. It was ridiculous. Just old thinking. You know, taking local blackouts to the extreme, like in the really old days. It's like, how do you grow your fan base outside of the people who bother to still pay money for tickets? Which there was a time where the Wolves, the minor league, when they were in the IHL before they joined the AHL after the IHL folded, there was times when the Wolves were outdrawing the Hawks. No kidding. In Chicago, I mean, they would pack those final IHL finals games and get more fans than the Hawks would in their. But even in regular season, I'd have to look it up. But just going off of memory. All right, they're showing highlights of the game, so we're about set. Hopefully here for the kickoff. 10 plays, 81 yards, 4 minutes, 54 seconds taken off the clock, ending with the 7-yard Te'amu run, which is DC's fourth straight scoring drive. They had 2 touchdowns sandwiched around 2 field goals. There's the kick. It's into the end zone. It hits, and the Brahmas will just take the touchback at the 35. Here comes Mond out to the field, number 12. They're interviewing Jordan Teamu now on the sideline. So, yeah, actually, the ball was intended for Moore. I think that's the tight end. And then Powell was the OPI, so they declined it and took the incomplete. All right, in shotgun, 3 receivers to his right and a back to his left. Here's the snap. Throws right, caught outside the 40 to about the 42, maybe the 43. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third. 9:50, they're still huddling. 2nd and 2, so a gain of 8. Let's see if they refreshed right away. Yep. Stilianos for 8 yards on the catch. Here in shotgun, 3. It's a handoff. Bounce to the outside, number 6. Near the sideline and out of bounds, I think, inside DC territory at about the 44-yard line. Good carry to pick up the first down and then some. He had to bounce the play out. All right, they're in hurry up at 9:15. Shotgun. It's another handoff right up the middle, and we get a gain of about 3 to the 40-yard line. So Brahmas picking up the tempo. Oh, I forgot to mark them as in possession of the ball. Should be under, yeah, we're at 8:52 to go in the third. Now they will huddle. 2nd and 7, so give them a gain of 3 to the 40. Inside DC territory. In shotgun, 2 receivers to the left and the right. The back is with him to the left. Back to pass, looking, swings it to the running back. Caught, avoids a tackle, takes it for a first down inside the 30. Good play. Is that Corbin? I think that's still Corbin. Let's see what number and name. Whoops, I clicked the wrong thing on OBS. 1 second. 8:15 to go, clock rolling, 1st and 10. Coming up almost halfway through the third quarter. Got 8:05, they're getting set. Come on, can we stop showing the defender sideline? 2 to his left, 2 to his right, back to his right, and we're in shotgun. Back to pass, looking left, throws way out of bounds. Guess he didn't like what he saw. 7:52. 2nd and 10 coming up. $7:48 as they put it back, as they marked it in play. 12 of 14 for Mond, his 2nd incompletion, 105 yards, I should say. All right, in shotgun, a back to his left, 3 receivers to his right. 7:30 to go, halfway through the third. It's a handoff. And it's taken inside the 25 to about the 23 with 7:20 to go, making it a 3rd down for the Brahmas. 3rd and 7, so it was a gain of 3. Let's try to refresh the play-by-play here before the next snap. McFarland, yeah, he's having a good game. 7 minutes to go. 3rd and 7. Still waiting. 5 on the play clock. 6:50 in shotgun. 3 to his right. Back to pass. Looking right. Throws right. I think he got hit or the ball got tipped because that was a wobbler. So 6, and we have a penalty. So I'm wondering if we're going to get roughing the passer. They didn't. It definitely affected the throw. They're ISOing 99 on the defenders. Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. So that'll be a first down and keep the drive alive for the Brahmas. 50 missed him. Oh, 50 planted him late. Yeah, that was a late hit. He had already thrown the ball, and he took 2 steps and planted him into the ground. That was just a dumb play by the defenders. Easy call for the official was right there. Roberson, number 50. Wow, was that just not smart for his team. Yeah, there's the call and the play-by-play. Roberson. All right, 6:40. The ball is spotted back in play. Clock is rolling. 6:35. First and goal from the 9. It's a delayed handoff to number 6. He gets maybe a yard to the 8. 6:27. Second and goal as the clock rolls. All right. Pardee calling in the play. The head coach of San Antonio. Grandson of Jack Pardee, the former Oilers coach. 6:10 to go. Still in the huddle. Now they break. 6:05 to go. He's in shotgun. Back to his left. 2 receivers to his left. 2 to the right. Might be a tight end. Back to pass. Looking. Throws over the middle. Caught by 17 for a touchdown. 5:51 to go. And San Antonio takes the lead right back after DC had finally pulled even. So 24-18, 5:51 in the third. Roberson with his hands on his hips, he helped spark that touchdown because they would have had a field goal attempt coming if he hadn't roughed the passer on a late tackle, late hit. And he planted him into the ground too. Number 17 on the. And they're going for 2 from the 5-yard line. Let's see if they got the touchdown. Yeah, there it is. Ward for 9 yards. All right, from the 5, in shotgun. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Looks like the tight end is up on the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. It's a keeper by Mon, and he gets stuffed and fumbled at the 3. It's picked up by the defenders, but they're tackled at about the 9. So that's it. On the 4th time, they are 0 for 4 on conversion attempts after touchdowns. That is San Antonio. So DC will get the ball back once after the kickoff, provided they don't fumble, as always. I mean, I don't know. I just changed the asterisk for the possession to get it ready. All right, so yeah, they Mond on a keeper up the middle got stuffed at the 3 and fumbled. Slight return for the defenders, but no, I'm assuming they get 2 points if they return it. That'd be interesting. Yeah, is it always 2? Whether it's the 2, the 5, or the 10? I don't know. I'm not up on the XFL, USFL, or as it's now the UFL. I haven't watched enough games until this season, really. All right, we're gonna need a water break. They're gonna have a long break here on this before the kickoff. So. Good game going. Good to see the 0-3 team is up to the task on the road playing the 3-0 team. Wasn't sure how this would go, but right from the get-go, the opening drive, San Antonio drove it right down and got a touchdown. All right. Oh yeah, let's see if they have the info on if they credited that fumble. I mean, there's no stats. Yeah, Mond rushed to the fumbled, recovered, tackled. I don't even think they gave him a gain or anything. 2-point conversion fails. Yeah. All right, they're back. They're still doing their ads on the screen, but Fox is back. Well, actually, what are we? Fox, UFL. UFL in the wild. They're showing shots of DC. Okay. And of course they got to show the beer snake again. Now they're showing the players with the beer snake. Feed the snake. Alright. There's your live shot of the beer snake. It was from the front row. Don't know how many rows it goes. I would not want to be there perched with it on my shoulder the whole game. Somebody at the top. I don't know what row this is. Alright. Alright, so the Brahmas will kick it from left to right. There's the approach on the kick. It's going to be taken at about the 10. Near the numbers, left hash mark, rolling out to about the 28 on the right hash mark. 5:46 to go in the third. DC ball trailing by 6 because San Antonio's failed on all 4 of their conversion attempts. Alright, Jake Butt is standing with a stand-up spot here, or, in front of the stands and near the beer snake for a live look. Alright, 1st and 10. Under center is Teamo. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, looks, throws to the right sideline. Caught at the 50. Maybe the Brahmas 49. And that is, apologies. Who is that again? Powell. Sorry. Totally blanking. Alright, in hurry up. There's the snap. And it's a handoff. Smith that got stuffed. Back inside defenders. This might be a 5-yard loss, depending on if they give them forward progress. Tough sledding on the ground. At least this drive. Really, it was just that last drive where DC had a decent ground game. The rest of the game, they have struggled. All right, we got a stoppage. Unfortunately, there's a DC Defender player down. Looks to be a lineman, but I can't see a number. 5:17 to go in the third. Hope he's all right. We have a break in the action. All right, so far on this... All right, let's get down there. We had a catch by Powell for 22. And then Smith, they did give him -5. So it's going to be, 5. Yeah, it should be like 2nd and 15 from their own 46. Yeah, that should be right. Okay. Good, solid game. Cannot complain. Friday night was good, or I should say close for 3 quarters. It was a 5-point game. Then they ended up winning 27-9 because they got 13 points in the fourth. Yesterday was a 7-point game. 4-point game. They added a field goal late. So that was a good game. Last weekend the games were good. So week 3 and week 4 have been solid. I think 2 was all right. I can't remember. I think I only did 1 game that second weekend. I didn't do any the first weekend. I was still doing hockey. Was still in full swing, and I was giving the priority to the Hawks. But maybe I should have switched to football. Maybe next year I'll switch to football, depending on the Hawks do. Maybe I'll just go right with spring football. Provided there is spring football. Stability for spring football is always an issue. It sounds like via the CBA, collective bargaining agreement, that they came to with the players, that they expect that there will be a 2026 season. So we'll see, though. And again, if there's live Chicago over-the-air TV coverage of rugby, I'm going to have some Chicago Hounds, Major League Rugby games coming up. They just lost this week, so they just dropped to 7-2. They had just beaten. They had just had the week prior. Both teams were 6-1, and they got to 7-1. So they still should be one of, if not the best teams in the league. Not sure what I'm going to use to describe the action in rugby, though. I mean, I watched plenty of rugby. Can't say I always understand. 14 of 18 for Teamu, 224 yards, 1 TD, plus 42 yards on the ground and 5 carries for another TD. All right, it's actually 2nd and 14 from the 47. They fake the handoff, throws deep down the field. Oh, I thought it was caught, possibly intercepted. It falls incomplete. They were going for Powell again at the right hash mark. We got 3rd and long. I believe there's 5:04, but then they'll spot the ball and the clock will roll. So rolling, oh yeah, he had his guy beat. Teamu underthrew it. I mean, Powell had his guy beat. Only reason 28 had a play on the ball is because Teamu underthrew it to Powell. That should have been a touchdown. If Teamu puts a little more air under it, that's an easy touchdown. All right, instead we got 3rd and 14, 4:34 to go, clock rolling, and the play clock's out. I don't know if they're going to award a timeout or nope, we got a flag, delay a game. 4:32 to go. It's 3rd and 19. Now, I know this is a bit of a throwback, but if Teamu could punt here, I would just maybe punt it on 3rd and 19, but I guess never give up. All right, let's get the incompletion to Powell there at the bottom of the screen for you. There it is. All right, in shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. The back is already out of the backfield. Teamu steps up. He's on a keeper. Past the 50, slides down at about the 47, bringing up 4th and long. 4:02 to go. Clock rolls under 4 now. So he picked up what he could, but I'm sure they're going to punt. I doubt they go for it. Yeah, it is 4th and 8. Looks good in the stat sheet, but all right, after having 4 straight scoring drives, DC's luck ran out, and they trail by 6, and they got to punt the ball away. We got a stoppage at 3:37. First time out by San Antonio. They have 2 left. DC has all 3. Neither team has used a super challenge yet, so they both still have that. All right, let's get a refresh here. Yeah, he picked up 11 yards, bringing up the 4th and 8. All right, Party is talking to the official. That's the Brahmas head coach. Wade Phillips, I think, is on an indefinite leave of absence. He's had some health issues this year, so Party has had to step in. All right, I guess I don't know if they. Not sure why they took the timeout. Maybe they couldn't get their return team set. Yeah, there's the punt. A fair catch signal at about the 10. They might mark it at the 11. 3:30 in the 3rd as Mond comes back out on the field. Deep in their own territory, but they have the 6-point lead. Still plenty of time in the ball game, but at some point they need to, if they get a touchdown, they need to get a conversion, because they've had 4 touchdowns and they have not gotten a conversion yet today. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into sports to cover in June and July. That's going to be tough, because the UFL championship game, I think, is June 14th, so less than 2 months away. And with not really wanting to do baseball and really only having access to the White Sox or any games that are on Fox for free, I wouldn't have that very good baseball games to do play-by-play for. But we'll see. I'll have to look. Yeah, I think rugby's probably up around the same time. I just noticed the other day that there's a rugby women's league, and Chicago has a team, and I was trying to figure out if they're rugby is covered live. I'll have to look into that. But I didn't even know. I think I saw it in the guide or maybe on my Tableau when I was looking for sports. Tableau's an over-the-air DVR. In case you're not familiar with the device. Alright, let's get the refresh on the play-by-play and look in on some stats here. Actually, yeah, maybe I can just go to another window. Alright. Punts 36 yards to the 11. Fair catch by Sexton, who has a punt return touchdown for 83 yards earlier in the game. Alright, so yeah, let's do that. We'll open another window and show that. That way we can get back to this quicker. Kind of hard to read, but let's see. There's the Sexton punt return from their own 17, so 83 yards. Yeah. All right, we'll look at the stats later. I'll keep this up here. All right. Oh, he's talking to Sexton on the sideline. Maybe about the fair catch. There's Ward Jr. He's number 17. Okay, I got to remember that name. Oh, they must be doing a mic'd up section or segment, I should say, with Pardee. 3 TDs tonight, most in a game since week 1 last season. They had 4 versus DC week 1. Oh, maybe it's their offense. I was going to say they got 4 touchdowns tonight, but one of them was a punt return. All right. Here's the handoff up the middle. It's 41. I believe that's McFarland. He gets maybe a yard, a really short gain, ringing up second down. And yeah, there it is. McFarland, 1 yard. Yeah, they're quick on the play-by-play for this game. That's much appreciated. 3:05, 2nd and 9, clock rolling, under 3, 2:59. We'll just put that. In shotgun, a back to his right. 2 receivers to his right. Shotgun looks right, throws, caught on a great grab at about the 18-yard line, maybe the 19, bringing up 3rd and 2. What a catch. He had to extend and make a hand catch parallel to the ground because it was a little bit off target, but he put it where nobody could pick it, I guess. He being Mond, the quarterback for San Antonio. All right, 3rd and 2, shotgun, McFarland with him to the right. 3 receivers to his left. Here's a fake handoff. Nope, it's a handoff to McFarland up the left side, about to the 24 for a first down. Wait, is that the only play they've put up so far? Is the 1-yard run? Yep. Okay, now they fell behind in the play-by-play. Under 2 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 1:55. All right, they're set. 3 receivers to his right. McFarland to his right in shotgun. 1 receiver to the left. Now the tight end in motion. It's a handoff to the left. McFarland outside the numbers, near the sideline. Goes out of bounds at 31, and I believe they're going to tack on a face mask against DC. There's a flag, and I believe I saw his head come down like he had been grabbed by the face mask. It is a personal foul, it is a face mask, and it is on DC. So we'll have another San Antonio first down. Let's see if the play-by-play finally got updated. Number 5, and yep, he got a handful of face masks, turned McFarland's head all the way to his right shoulder as he was headed out of bounds. Yeah. Nasty. McFarland should be all right. And it was out of bounds. Ojemudia. 9 penalties for 81 yards, so hence that is why DC is struggling. They're shooting themselves in the foot. But San Antonio has 5 penalties. 1:20, clock rolling. Shotgun. It's another, another handoff to McFarland. He gets maybe a yard. They're near midfield, but they're still in their own territory. Let me get the line of scrimmage in a minute here. All right, we got 1 minute. Now we're under a minute. Clock's still rolling in the third. As they're still in the huddle, 2nd and 9. Let's try to catch the play-by-play up here so you can see that on the right side. In shotgun. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Throws to the left side. Incomplete. Tough catch in coverage, but probably could have had it. I didn't think the throw was that bad. Oh, Corbin rushed for one. Okay, that wasn't McFarland on the last play, but it has been McFarland the rest of the time. 30 seconds in the third. 3rd down and 9. They will have to snap it before the end of the third quarter. 15 on the play clock, 22 on the game clock. So this critical third. They're gonna have to. They gotta get going. 4 seconds on the play clock. They're barely set. 2, 1. Delay. Oh no, snap. No, that's gonna be a delay game unless Pardee called a timeout. What's the call with 5 seconds? Yeah, they weren't hustling. I don't know if somebody didn't tell the head coach, hey, we got to hustle. Got to get a playoff. Okay, so they did get the timeout called. That is their 2nd timeout, and we're not even in the 4th quarter. San Antonio has 1 timeout left. DC has all 3. Neither team has used their super challenge, but if they put a second back on the clock. If they burn another timeout, they won't be able to challenge. You have to have a timeout, I believe, to use your super challenge. And if you succeed on your super challenge, you do get another one. Incomplete for Smith. All right. Corbin, that 1-yard run. The rest has been McFarland on this drive, though. And Kirkland had a 7-yard catch. All right. 3rd and 9. Clock is stopped for the timeout. So I'm assuming they still have to snap the ball here. All right. It is at their own 47-yard line. They got to get to the defenders' 43. Shotgun. Back to pass. Looking left. Rolls to the left. It's a keeper at the numbers. He gets tripped up, and he should have the first down. By the spot, they're going to give it to him. So that's the end of the third, and the Brahmas will have a 1st and 10 inside of DC territory when we start the 4th. So a field goal to cap this drive would put them up 9, but in the USFL, that's a 1-point possession game, or a 1-possession game because of 6-point touchdown and a conversion from the 10-yard line is 3 points. So DC could still tie it even if they give up a field goal here. So you got to be thinking the Brahmas on this drive. Got to be thinking touchdown, but they need to convert another 1st down before they're even in field goal range. But they're knocking on the door because let's see where they marked it. They still haven't refreshed this play. Come on. Nope, they still haven't refreshed it with the last play there. All right, I got to get more water, and we'll get ready for the make that the 4th quarter. Oh. Oh, let's take a look at the numbers. Get things refreshed. 1 second. All right, but I want to see what yard line they're on too. It's 10-yard scramble. Okay, they're at the DC 42. So, they don't gain any yards. You'd have a 60-yard attempt, which I'm sure they're not going to line up for. One of the kickers has a long of 58. I forgot. I think that was the DC guy, though. All right, let's check the time of possession. Yep. That's through 3 quarters. Yards, DC has taken the lead, but they trail by 6, and San Antonio's had a good job on punt returns, so that's, they have 3 offensive touchdowns, and they have an 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. But San Antonio has failed on all 4 conversion attempts, so they only have 24 points, whereas DC's had 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals, so 4 scoring drives, but that's why they trail by 6. So they didn't convert any of their 2 point after touchdown conversions either. 9-5 in penalties, DC up. That's the big reason they're trailing. All right, there's some discussion going on with the DC Defenders. Are they thinking about a super challenge? We'll find out in a minute. All right, let's go back. All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. This was 3rd and 9. Are they going to challenge for, what do we got here? Ooh, they might challenge for a false start on the right tackle. That's borderline, though. I mean, that is pretty... we are in super slow-mo. He just barely... No, he went with the snap. They're trying to see if he actually, moved just slightly before the snap, but that's a risky challenge. Oh, they are going to do it. All right. This is DC's super challenge, and this would be a huge call if they get it. I guess I could turn up and hear what Pereira says. Oh, they're going to call it false start on the right tackle, number 68. So this is going to negate the 10-yard. Well, so they got to replay that down then. That means there's 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We're not in the 4th quarter then. Wow, huge call. Man, that is ticky-tack. You can't see it with the naked eye. False starts, come on. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me, but wow. Okay. So technically, we should have 5 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Is what I'm getting. They're going to have to go back to the 3rd quarter. This is going to be 3rd and long with 5 seconds to go. They're going to have to reset it, yeah. Oh, please don't take a 4th quarter break after this, too, though. A 3rd and 4th quarter break. Once we play these 5 seconds. Oh, that's unreal. I don't know why they're showing this, pylon cam from the first down. This play's getting overruled anyways. They're trying to show... Actually, Teyamu may have been short anyways. His knee was down. Yeah. He shouldn't have had the first down. Wow. Okay. Now they're saying 4th and 1. I am so lost. What? I am so confused. All right, they wiped out the 3rd quarter play-by-play, by the way. Okay, guys. Trying to... I'm so lost. What the hell is the down? Pardon my language. What's the down and distance, Fox? Alright, I don't know what's going on. They made the call. I don't know. They flashed 4th and 1, which would make no sense, but that was prior. They're going to call false start, I assume. I mean, obviously it wasn't first down as we initially thought. So did they not call the... All right. I'm going to put 15 in the fourth because it appears that it was not a false start, which is what I thought they were saying. So we have a 4th and 1, I guess. That took a long time. To iron that out. Okay, so I don't know. DC didn't burn their challenge. It's a 4th and 1, so maybe they weren't challenging the false start. They were challenging the fact that it should have been marked down short of the line of gain, and San Antonio got stuffed. So, good successful challenge in the end by DC. They'll get the ball back. That broke all the momentum of San Antonio. I mean, okay, so he definitely was down. He was tackled. His knee was down. The ball did not get to the line of gain. Apologies. I thought they were challenging a false start because they were showing that for a while. DC doesn't get charged a timeout, and they still will get another super challenge since, he lost 2 yards. So I believe it is DC ball at their own 45. And I know hindsight is 2020. Maybe they should have just punted the ball away there. Now you give DC all the momentum after a huge stop, and they get good territory from their own 45. It's a handoff up. No, it was a fake. The camera got faked. Te'amu was over the line of scrimmage and threw the ball. It's an illegal forward pass. So they'll get marched back. And there's your McFarland rush for -1 on 4th and 1 on the play-by-play. So camera was following the running back. I could barely see on screen that Jordan Te'amu had the ball. Actually, they called ineligible man downfield, but he was over the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. At any rate, it's 1st and 15, clock rolling, 14:45. The line of scrimmage was the 45. They faked the handoff. Te'amu rolled to his right. Well, they're just showing the ineligible guy downfield. 1st and 15, shotgun, back to pass, looks left, throws over the middle. Caught near the first down. They'll have a 2nd and 2 at about the 47-yard line of the Brahmas. So good throw, good catch by the receiver. All right, they're going hurry up. On 3rd and 2, in shotgun. It's a handoff up the middle. Should be enough for the first down at about the 45-yard line. They called it 2nd and 1, actually. All right, they're showing the Brahmas bench. They're obviously a little deflated after not cashing in on 4th and 1, thinking they had a 1st and 10 to start the 4th quarter, and then end up turning the ball over on downs after a successful challenge by DC. All right, 13:33, and with 3 seconds on the play clock, DC has to burn their first timeout. So they have 2 left. They will get a challenge because they successfully challenged or super challenged. Brahmas already down to 1 timeout, and they have their challenge left. They have not used a super challenge. But with, and only 1 timeout. All right, so it was incomplete. They had the illegal forward. Now they said on the play-by-play, illegal forward pass. That's what I thought. All right, then he hit Roland for 13 yards. Then they picked it up either 2nd and 1 or 2nd and 2. San Antonio is 0-3, and they're also 0-2 in the conference. DC 3-0, 1-0 in the conference. All right, we're huddling on the field after the timeout. So DC was favored by 7.5 coming into the game, pre-game. The over-under was 38.5. Here's the fake handoff. Pressure on Te'amu. He has to escape. Roll to the left. By the numbers at the 50. Throws it Incomplete, almost tipped and intercepted by the Brahmas. 13:24 to go. Wow, that was dangerous by Teamu. There was pressure from the right end. Beat the left tackle badly. Teamu had to retreat and roll far to his left and threw on the run. That was a horrible pass. The Brahmas had two players that had a chance at intercepting it. He threw a wobbler up. And actually, two Brahmas kind of ran into each other trying to get it. Otherwise, the first guy touching it might have had the interception. All right, some discussion going on. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a... Number 21 is down and injured. That's why the clock is stopped. All right, let's get a refresh of the play-by-play. Yeah, incomplete. Intended for Mickens. Ill-advised throw into at least double coverage. Wobbling throw and almost picked off by two different Brahmas. All right, let's go to the stats again. Let's just go to the offense now. So Kellen Mond, 14 of 17, 121 yards, and a passing touchdown. Teamu, 15 of 21, 238, one touchdown. Good ratings by both players. Finally, McFarland gets 60 yards on 13 carries, so he's had a good second half, 101 yards on the day for the Brahmas. Two rushing touchdowns by Aiden Robbins. And a passing touchdown by Mond and a 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. That's the 4 Brahmas touchdowns, no conversions. Teamu leads in rushing with 53 yards. And hey, the fridge is open. Sorry. I'll get it. Harris. All right, I'll be right back. The fridge was open. I got it. All right, we're back. The fridge beeps when the doors aren't shut. Apologies. All right. Brahmas rushing. Teamu's leading. He has a rushing touchdown. One receiving touchdown for Ward. Jacobs 3 for 35. All right, let's get back. We have, 2nd and 10 coming up at the 44-yard line of the Brahmas. All right. All right, they're showing the party on the, I'm assuming they're doing a mic'd up segment. Now they're talking to Pereira. Come on. It's been a long game, fellas. Let's keep the broadcast rolling. This game's passed. We still got just under 13 and a half. All right, in shotgun, 3 receivers, 1 in motion. They fake the handoff. Back to pass. Throws down the right side. Oh, overthrown. He had 87. Near the right numbers. Should have been a catch and a first down, but Teamu with a high throw. Clock rolling, 13:05 as they mark it back in play. 3rd and 10. Under 13 to go. They're in the huddle. From the 44-yard line. Would they go for it if they don't convert it? Trailing. 12:45, 5 seconds on the play clock, in shotgun, a back to his right, 3 to the right, receivers, back to pass, looks right, rolls to his left, he's going to keep it, he pump fakes, takes it inside the 40, he's going to be out of bounds, they're going to give him the 38 on forward progress. So now they could attempt a 55-yarder, but I think he's keeping the offense out there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4. 12:25 to go. Under 20. 12:20. Clock rolling. 4th and 4. Teamu and the offense stays on the field. So incomplete. Oh, they don't have the scramble yet. In shotgun, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. The back is to his right in shotgun with him. 12:02, still waiting. 12 minutes, shotgun, back to pass, looking right, throws right, overthrew him. Roland wanted a DPI, and he's not going to get it at 11:56, and that is Brahmas ball in good field position. Roland not happy with the no call, and now DC turns it over on downs. San Antonio did earlier in this half. Ball was well overthrown. I kind of missed the hand checking there. Here's one more look. I think if he had looked left, he had a touchdown. They were circling the receiver on the left. He never looked left. All right. We're still looking at it. Oh my gosh, 13 was wide open at the 15. He had 2 steps on the defender. Oh my gosh, so now DC wants to, challenge for DPI? Yeah, they're going to use a super challenge. They'll be out of super challenges then, because this is their second one. If you get... okay, so they're challenging. Obviously, they want a penalty on holding or DPI, and with the offender being Roland trying to get the pass. But Teamu never looked left. He had a wide receiver wide open. All right, maybe illegal contact, maybe holding. They can't. It depends on if the ball was thrown. That ball wasn't catchable. Like, at what point is the ball catchable come into play? And they're probably going to get their call. Yeah, San Antonio is putting thumbs down. They don't like it. Obviously, this is probably a DC first down. Man, I get it. You want to try to get the call right, but this really slows down the game, too, when they enter. Yeah, sorry, in the XFL, USFL, no, neither of those. Those are the conference names. In the UFL, you get a super challenge. It's because you're able to challenge for penalties not called. Oh, DC didn't get it. All right, it is San Antonio ball. Apologies. I thought they were going to give him the first down. Shotgun, 2 receivers to the left. Hands it to the back, up the middle to maybe the 40 for a gain of 3. Yeah, super challenge. It's because you can challenge not calls on the field that were missed, like penalties. I guess that's what makes it super. I haven't heard an explanation. That's my own explanation. And you get 1 super challenge. If you're successful, you get another one. If you're not, you lose a timeout. At any rate, 2nd and 8 at the 40. 3 receivers to his right in shotgun, a back to his left. It is a handoff. That looks to be little or no gain. They're going to have 3rd and long in their own territory. 11:10, clock continuing to roll. So they're at their own 40, the Brahmas. And we're just at 11 minutes to go right now. So Corbin for 2. They gave Corbin for 1. Should be 3rd and 7. Under 11 to go. Brahmas only 1 timeout. DC with only 1, and they are out of super challenges. 10:45 to go. 3rd and 7. In shotgun. A back to his right. Looking right. Rolls. Throws on the run. It's incomplete. Knocked away by 23 for DC. 10:38 to go. Brahmas will send the punting unit out. And the clock rolls. It was already at 10:36. We're at a replay. So he's in shotgun, rolled from the left hash mark to the right hash mark. Pass was a little too far inside, and it was easily knocked away by the DC defenders. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the Brahmas should challenge for pass interference. Maybe he got the hit in there. It's worth a shot, but they're not going to. Here's the punt. It's between the numbers and the left hash. Taken right up the middle on the return to maybe the 18-yard line. That's not Roland. I think Roland... Oh, we got a penalty. Somebody must have had a personal foul. 10:02 to go. What is this call here? It's going to be DC ball, though. Excuse me. Pardon the cough here. All right, what's the call? They're discussing it. There was the return was to about the 18, and the play was over, and then the flag came out, so it had to be a personal foul on one of the teams. Long discussion here between the head ref and another official. Excuse me. Still no clarity. I don't know if they're getting a review from the broadcast center. Okay, 8 threw a punch. Oh, 2 punches. He should be out of here. Number 8 on DC. Here's the call. Personal foul. Whoa, against San Antonio. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I had the directions screwed up. Oh, he was ejected. I got to get the signal. They did toss number 8. I'm sorry. That is DC ball. They're going left to right. I had it backwards in my head. So they're going to back up from the 18. Dumb penalty. He threw one punch. Couldn't tell if it landed. He definitely threw a second one. And I believe he was punching at a guy with his helmet still on. So go figure, the intelligence there. But, you gotta have situational awareness. Your team's down by 6. You're deep in your own territory, and you just pushed your offense for half the distance to the goal. So they should be inside the 10 at their own 9. But it's going to take them a little bit to update the play-by-play here. Okay, here it is. Punt returned from the 10 to the 18. Off unnecessary roughness, 15 yards. But I can't believe I don't think they're going to put him at the 3. I know DPI is 15 yards like it is in college, so that is a factor. Because you're better, even if you get interfered with, you got to try to make the catch because you get more yardage. And I know at times like DPI isn't like half the distance to the goal. If you're inside the 30, it isn't half the distance to the goal. You get the full 15. If you're at the 28, they don't give you it at the 14. They give you the full 15 to the 13-yard line, if that makes sense. So, all right. So we'll get the line of scrimmage ironed out. Let's get some updated stats here for the quarterbacks. Mond is 14 of 18, 121, a touchdown, good rating. 15 of 23 for Te'amu, 238, 1 touchdown. And he nearly had a pick on the last game. Gotcha. Yeah, DC's trailing, and they were favored. And I think we've hit the over-under, though, because we're at 42. I don't think it was definitely upper 30s. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, and unfortunately, a bad personal foul there for DC at home. Just can't do that to your team. You're out there for punt return duties, and you end up getting a personal foul. All right, they're talking. Oh, I see. The body cams are like it's in the jersey. They must put it. Okay, I was wondering how they got those. I knew they had. Wow, they did give it to him back at the 3. I'm shocked. I thought they'd get it at the 9. In shotgun from his own end zone. It's a fake handoff. Te'amu keeps it. He runs past the 10 near the first down line at the 13. They're going to mark him short at the 12. I can't believe that that's not half the distance. Wow. Yeah, so that's another thing that's different than the NFL. 9:44, clock rolling as they huddle for a 2nd and 1. All right, in shotgun, it is a handoff, and they do get the first down just outside the 13-yard line. And it was Smith, number 4, on the carry. 9:22 to go. All right, 9:20 as they huddle and they show Teamo's stats. All right, he has a rushing touchdown and he has a passing touchdown. 2 receivers to his right. Shotgun, back to pass. There's a big pass rush and he's taken down for a sack. Number 98 at about the 5-yard line. Bringing up 2nd and long. 8:52 as they show the replay. On your parlay, truth be told, do they have to cover too or just win? All right. This is going to be 2nd and long. They gave him forward progress to the 6. 2nd and 17. 8:26. Shotgun. Back to pass in the end zone. Throws down the left side. Not even close to anybody. Way out through the coverage. 3rd and 17. Unless we have a penalty. Nope. Fox was just slow to change the down. 8:18 as the clock rolls. Just win. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, if they need to cover, you're in a world of hurt here. All right. I don't know what happened here. That was horribly overthrown. I don't know if the receiver stopped his route or if Teamo just airmailed it. Okay. We got 3 seconds on the play clock. 7:50 to go. They got the snap off allegedly. Big pass rush. He's going to be swarmed under just outside the goal line at maybe the 1. So DC is going to send their punting unit on. Huge play by the San Antonio defense. But we have a clock stoppage. So, we got offside. So we have we still have 3rd and long. Okay, so they were. That's why they got the pass rush there. They jumped the snap. So 7:33 clock rolling, 7.5 now. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Shotgun it. Back to pass, looking left, throws, and behind the receiver near the 30. It was 3rd and 12. We now have 4th and 12 at 7:19. Both teams only with 1 timeout. San Antonio's the only one left with the Super Challenge. And the clock rolls even after the incomplete pass. The only time the clock stops for incomplete and out of bounds is under 2 minutes to go in each half. Same for penalties, that once they spot the ball, they roll the clock. But in the last 2 minutes of half, clock stops for everything. Okay. San Antonio faked like they were going to try to block it. 6:45, the punt is away. It's going to be taken by the Brahmas at their own 42 by the numbers in the near. And Sexton returns it to probably the 48-yard line. 6:39 remains. And we're going to get a TV timeout likely. And San Antonio with a 6-point lead and the ball. Good field position near midfield. All right, let's get a refresh on these plays. We had the sack. Okay, that one was overturned, I think. Yeah, by the... All right, yeah. Okay. All right, they're showing Kellen Mond. He's 14 of 18. 1 touchdown pass. And we have another review. Okay. Are the Brahmas challenging something? What could they be officially reviewing? All right. What is the call? Oh, maybe for a face mask. Oh, no, they're going to lose this. He put his hand on the mask, but I don't know, does he have to grab it and turn it? Oh, he kind of got his head down, so they might call it. Wow, that'd be a huge penalty and a huge gain. So yeah, if you haven't noticed yet by watching UFL the personal fouls are not half the distance to the goal. After that punt return, when the guy got ejected for throwing a punch that cost them 15 yards, and DC was backed up to their own 3-yard line after their punt return to the 15. And so we're seeing if DC is guilty of a face mask. If they're unsuccessful, San Antonio will be out of timeouts. If they're successful, they'll get one more super. They did get it. All right, 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Huge penalty. Shotgun. Handoff. Immediately stuffed for a 5-yard loss was McFarland. Good reaction on the play for the DC defense. We'll get a replay. It'll be under 6.5 to go. Each team with 1 timeout remaining, and San Antonio will have one more super challenge to use. 2nd and 15. 6-12. 12 on the play clock. San Antonio breaks the huddle in shotgun. 2 to his left, 3 to his right. 2 seconds on the play clock. It went zeros. They got the play off. Throw to the right. Incomplete behind the receiver. Bad throw by Mond. Stops the clock briefly. With 5:53. Clock is already rolling. 5:50. 3rd and 15. Huge play here. If they can pick something up and maybe get a field goal, it'll help them out. It'll still be a 1-possession game, though, because you can get 6 and then get a 3-point conversion from the 10-yard line. So 5:30, 4 seconds on the play clock, in shotgun, back to pass, looking, steps up, throws to the right flat, incomplete. And because of the loss of 5 on that first down running play, they're at their own 41. They're going to have to punt it away. I mean, they're at the DC 41. They're out of field goal range. All right, not sure what the beef is here. They're looking. I think they're going to take the delay a game. There's 5:04 to go. They're still in the huddle. Can't imagine they're going for it on 4th and 15. Maybe they're going to try and draw them offside to get closer for the field goal. Oh, wow. Did they reset the play clock? In shotgun, a back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. And, yeah, I assume they're going to take the delay a game. They're trying to draw them offside so they could get in field goal range. But DC's not buying it. And I don't know if they took a timeout or if they will, in fact, take the delay game. Looks like they're taking the delay game. We'll see if DC declines it. 4:31 to go as the clock stops for the penalty. All right, so still a 6-point game, and DC should get the ball back after the punt. Big 5-yard tackle for loss. McFarland on the run knocked him back from the 36 to the 41 and out of field goal range, and then 2 incomplete passes by Mond, both of them terrible passes. We got 4th and 20. Clock is stopped after the penalty. Now it's in motion, or it's rolling. There's the punt down the left sideline. Caught at the 12, returned between the numbers on the sideline and swarmed under at about the 16. 4:21 to go. DC down by 6, but they have possession of the ball, and they still have 1 timeout. A touchdown will tie it, and any conversion would give them the lead. Again, it's 1-point play. There's no kicks after the touchdowns. You get a 1 point from a play from the 2-yard line. You get 2 points from the 5-yard line, and you can get 3 points if you get a 10-yard play, or a 10-yard, into the end zone play, with the line of scrimmage being the 10. Oh, jeez. We're getting so wordy there. All right. In shotgun, 2 receivers to each side, a back with him to his left. It is a handoff to the back, to the right numbers almost. Smith is stuffed. He got maybe a yard for DC. 4:10 to go. And they can take their time. They still got the 2-minute warning besides, their one timeout. All right, 4 even as they break the huddle. 3:55. There's the snap. Back to pass. Looks left. He scrambles. He keeps it and slides down at about the 25 and got hit, though. Interesting call there. 3:40 as they do a... Are they going to do a full huddle or a muddle huddle? 3rd and 2. 3:33 to go in the fourth quarter. All right, in shotgun, he's got Smith, number 4, to his left. 2 receivers to the left and the right. Shotgun. They hand it off to Smith. Up the middle. He's got the first down near the 35. He pushes on second effort out to the 38. Huge first down for DC to keep the drive alive. And unfortunately, it looks like Smith got hurt on the hit. There's 3:10 to go, and we're going to have a stoppage. Oh, no. Training crew's out. He's on his back. Hopefully he's all right. Maybe best case scenario. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him on a hard hit. All right. So far on this drive, Smith for no yards, Teamo for 8, and then Smith for 13 and a first down. Let's see. 2 arm tackles he broke, hard hit, held onto the ball, and still fell forward for another yard or 2. But then he couldn't get up. Hopefully it's not his arm. Maybe like I said, maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. They got him sitting up. He's not like grabbing anything. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him and can just sit for one play and come back in the game. Whoops, I gotta fix whatever I just almost did on OBS here. All right. Smith, 13 carries, 40 yards, 3.1 average. Does that include the 13-yard run, though? We'll check later. Oh, they got his body cam on as he's walking to the sideline. I don't know. He's kind of holding his right arm, so maybe he got hurt on the hit. Yeah. He's not really moving his right arm. Hopefully he's all right. Maybe it's just a bone bruise or something. Shotgun, back to pass, looking right, throws. Got a receiver, Roland, out of bounds and into the parabolic mic holder. Hopefully he's all right. Roland, good catch. Under 3 to go. DC not in a hurry. They still got a timeout and the 2-minute warning. 2 receivers to the right and the left. In shotgun, a back to his right. It's number 25. Back to pass, looking left. Throws over the middle. Caught by Roland again. And he's got the first down at midfield. That's where they mark him with 2:30 and the clock rolling. They spot the ball. 1st and 10 at midfield. They don't have to run another play before the 2-minute warning. Looks like they will, though. 2 receivers to his left. One of them's Roland. Got a back to his right. Shotgun, back to pass. Looking right. Throws. Caught near the sideline at about the 43. Number 3 on the catch. That should be the last play before the 2-minute warning. So 2nd and 3 once we come out of the 2-minute warning for DC on this drive. Let's refresh, get to the last few plays here. So here we go. Roland for 6, Roland for 7, and then you need to update one more play here. Hey, thanks everybody for watching along with me today. Hope you had a happy Easter. Hope you have a good evening here. Got some Sunday afternoon, early evening football for you. Just at about the 3-hour mark, there has been a lot of penalties, some reviews, and unfortunately some injuries. So there's been a lot of stoppages of the clock. Usually these UFL games are around 3 hours, maybe 3:05. They usually move pretty quickly. But yeah, because the clock on incomplete passes only under 2 minutes does the clock stop for incomplete passes, plays out of bounds, penalties. You know, otherwise they spot the ball and eventually they get the clock rolling. Although that one punt, there was a penalty before that, the delay a game. They didn't roll the clock until the snap happened. So, I don't know. That was the one instance where I haven't seen the clock get wound coming off a penalty outside of 2 minutes, because we just got to the 2-minute warning. You know what? I think I better get... Well, I'll get some water if we got to score. Might need some more before the end of this game here. Okay, let's refresh for the last play on this play-by-play here. It was to Mickens for 7. Yeah, so 2nd and 3 when they're showing highlights from earlier. Fox is back from commercials. Should resume shortly. Yeah, the big play for the Brahmas was an 83-yard punt return touchdown by Sexton. Brahmas have had 4 touchdowns. They've failed on all 4 conversions. DC failed on their 2 conversions after their touchdowns. In between the touchdowns, they had 2 field goals. That's how they got to 18. And they scored on 4 straight drives. All right, back to pass Teamu, but we have a flag. We have a false start, so back up DC. Make that a 2nd and 8. And I assume it's on Brooks. He's heading into the sideline. Let's get going here again. 13 penalties for 121 yards. San Antonio has 7 for 45. I missed it. Shotgun, back to pass. Throws down the left side. Open. He catches it. I think it's 83. Sanders. He isn't touched. He's finally tackled at the 6-yard line. Wow. Good throw by Teamu that time. Good catch by Sanders. And maybe we got a stoppage. I'm wondering if it's till they put it in play, or did nope, now it's rolling. I thought maybe San Antonio might burn their last time out to give themselves a chance to possibly win it with a field goal. Or actually, I can't see them going for 3. They could actually go up by 3. All right, now they're showing the replay. Sanders, number 83, on the catch. Good over-the-shoulder catch. Ooh, are they going to review it? Oh, it hit the ground. If San Antonio... This might be a booth review. I don't think they can do a super challenge. We might have a replay. And if it's incomplete... Wow, I think that's incomplete. He had it in his arm, but the ball, it was just... I need a bigger ball. It was just... I can't show the ground. He kind of... trapped it on the ground with his right arm, and it came loose. So hold the phone, hold that first down call. This might be incomplete. All right, they are reviewing. Oh, they called it a good... Wait, what? The call stands. They stopped the clock at 1:42. Holy crap. I thought for sure they'd overturn this. This did not look like a catch to me. The ball moved. Who knows what a catch is? All right, 1st and goal, 142 from about the 6. Wow, I'm shocked that wasn't overturned. All right, in shotgun, it's a handoff, and he is stuffed. That's at least a 1-yard loss, maybe 2. Not fooling. All right, yeah, Sanders for 42 yards. They reviewed it and confirmed it. But San Antonio, what do? You don't. Do you let them score? No, I think you try to play your best defense. 1:10 as the clock is rolling. 2nd and goal. In shotgun with a back to his left. It is another handoff. No, they faked it. Tiamu on the keeper. He's stopped back at the 9-yard line. So we'll have a 3rd and goal from the 9. Good defense by San Antonio, and they're not going to worry about, getting the ball back. Each team with a timeout, and they got to be thinking we just have to let the clock roll, and we got to stop them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a Tom Grossi fan. I do watch Grossi. All right, in shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. The back goes up the middle. Throw over the middle. It's incomplete to 88 at the 5-yard line. It's not like they would have had a touchdown. Moore would have been, tackled. Okay, the clock's... I can't talk anymore. 26 seconds to go on 4th and goal here. It's come down to this. And DC is going to think about it. They use their final timeout. Yeah, what's a catch? I really thought they were going to overturn it. The guy had it with his right arm. He came down. The ball moved a little. And then he rolled onto his back. I mean, what more do you have to say? It's not like he had his hand under the ball to stabilize it. It was a one-armed catch. He hit. I swear the ball moved, and they still call it a catch. So, point is moot. San Antonio has been stellar on these 3 plays, but there's one more play here. 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. DC is out of timeouts. San Antonio, do you call a timeout after you get a look, or do you save it in case they do convert it? That way you've got one time out to work with. Worst case scenario. So all right, we'll see. There is 9 seconds on the play clock. 3 to his right, 2 to his left, in shotgun, back to pass, looking left, throws in the end zone. And out of the end zone, that wasn't even close. I don't even know if he was throwing for, DPI or what. That was not a good throw by Teamu. Not sure who he was looking at or if he was under pressure. But it is San Antonio football. Apologies for your parlay there, truth be told. But it's not happening today. Okay, so Roland did an out route. He just wasn't on the same page, but that ball wasn't even catchable. Roland was wide open on the left pylon, and he missed him. And he split the difference as Sanders, number 83, came over the middle. So they take 1 kneel down. That'll do it. That is a winner. Clock rolling at 15. San Antonio dousing Pardee with a little bit of Gatorade or a water bottle as they get off the schneid and get to 1-3. DC's undefeated season is over, and they lose at home. Favored big time. If you bet the over, we hit the over. But if you bet DC to cover, they did not cover. They didn't even win. If you had a simple win parlay. Yeah, apologies for that. Let's get one more look at the stats, shall we? Before we sign off here. Let's get a refresh. DC can't believe it. Yeah, Roland was wide open at that should have been an easy touchdown throw by Jordan Teamu. Roland, they did kind of a crossing route to get a pick, or a legal pick. Roland was wide open at the, on the post, or the out route. The out route to the pylon. Should have been an easy catch and throw and catch for a touchdown. All right, the final stats. Let's see if the time of possession is updated. Yep. 409 yards to 219. Again, the difference though, DC was held to 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns. In the red zone, DC 1 of 3, so they had 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, whereas red zone trips 3 for 3, all touchdowns, and an 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. So the yardage looks like DC dominated, but doesn't matter what the numbers say. 6-point win on the road for a previously winless Brahmas team, and a loss at home from a previously undefeated DC team. Penalties, huge issue for DC. And first downs, in favor of DC again, but because San Antonio had a punt return touchdown. Third down conversion, pretty good, 50% for San Antonio, only 4 of 11 for DC. Fourth down, neither team converted their chances. More plays for DC, again, San Antonio, 83-yard punt return. Time of possession, slight advantage to DC. No turnovers, all fumbles covered by the team that fumbled. And actually, San Antonio picked up their defensive game. They got 6 tackle for losses to 5 on for DC. Scroll through these numbers real quick. Mond 14 of 20 for 121 and a touchdown. Teamu 19 for 31, 300 yards and a touchdown, but missed a wide open touchdown as the clock expired. And they're showing that replay. It was a 5-man rush. Somebody did break through and he avoided a hit. He did have to get rid of it, so he threw it to a spot where he thought maybe Sanders could stop and jump. But if he could have just looked to his left, he had Rowland wide open. The guy couldn't get to his coverage with Rowland, and Sanders was well covered. There's some numbers for you. Nobody got 100 yards on the ground as a team. DC did. Teamu had a rushing TD, and not much to write home for, but they spread it out, San Antonio, in the receiving game. Same with DC, but Sanders had 3 for 87, a 42-yard long, and Rowland had 7 catches for 62. Briley Moore, only the 1 catch on 2 targets, but it was a 39-yard touchdown. That's going to do it. Happy Easter. Thanks for watching along with me. Again, if you like what we do here, please hit like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I will be back here live on Sinbin Stream Friday night at 7 p.m. for the Fox game, the Fox UFL game. So that is Friday night, April 25th, this Friday. Thanks again. This is Sinbin Stream saying so long. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, despite the outcome. If you're a DC fan or better, if you're a San Antonio fan, congratulations on your first win of the season. This is Sinbin Stream signing out, saying take care, be good, and we'll see you next time. And take care.